Los Angeles Infamous has been in the hunt for the title of the best team in the game since they changed their name from Miami Effect, burst on the scene in 2004, and started wielding an axe of destruction to the paintball hierarchy in their spray-painted jerseys. Their roots go all the way back to Image and Avalanche, and the birth of modern paintball. This wasn't a surprise given the legends on the team, players like Johnny Richardson, Chris Lasoya, Travis Lemansky, and LB Fowl. Over the years, they have earned due respect as a pillar of professional paintball. But the past few seasons haven't been kind to the Skeleton Squad. To put it bluntly, and as measured by their past success, it's been downright mediocre. Before this year, their last top 4 was in 2017. In 2020, during the COVID-shortened season, even though they had powered up their roster again, they couldn't make a Sunday, taking 11th at the World Cup and 12th in Las Vegas. 2019 was even worse, where they took 17th at World Cup after a series of middle-of-the-pack finishes. But often power takes time to properly brew. Along the way, to make Infamous sustainable, they didn't just build a team, they also built a brand. The first event of 2021 was another story. They came close to the first event again, running the tables all the way to the finals, where they had a close game against Impact, taking second in a low-scoring match that finished 2-1. If you've been watching Infamous for their entire career, during their best years they get off to an epic start, but then they tend to fade. They won the first event in 2008, and then again in 2014 and 15, and they won the second event in 2010, and the third event in 2012. So can they keep it up this season? And some crucial information to add to the drama. Greg Sewers let it be known that this would be his last year, and Thomas Taylor is approaching his 20th pro season. So they are playing for an exclamation point to add to the end of their exceptional runs, and they are surrounded by other elite veterans like Cody Mikowski and Callie Rudolph, and up-and-coming younger stars like Ryan Hall, Jonah Jamrose, and Harrison Fry, who are all looking to carry the infamous torch of aggressive paintball to a title. Owner and coach Travis Lemansky had this to say, quote, "We know historically things have gone south for us, more often than not, after huge starts and wins early in the season. We've been cautious not to let the little recent success get in our heads, which has been our problem in the past. We are determined not to let this be our fate yet again. This is the best team I've ever put on the field, a title-worthy team, and I have faith everyone will fight through to the finish. Greg is in the best shape of his life and playing creatively aggressive, and Thomas is still very explosive. Our goal is not just to win events, but to win the NXL Series." So can Infamous prevail in the most competitive field ever seen in pro paintball? They are in the potential bracket of death at the second event with the hungry Houston Heat and past world champ San Antonio X Factor. So this will be an entertaining battle to watch, not just for this event, but for the rest of the 2021 NXL season.
Welcome back here, 2021 NXL Mid-Atlantic Major. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford here on GoSports.com. Second big event of the year, the 20 best professional paintball teams about to throw down here, day 2 of the prelims. We're going to start things off with Seattle Thunder and Seattle Uprising, battle of the teams from the Northwest, little bragging rights there, as well as San Diego Aftermath and AC Dallas. So, Rich, right now, Seattle Thunder is the best team from the Northwest. They have not lost a prelim game at all this year. They're 6-0. Now they got 2 more today. But that's incredibly impressive. Corey Field has done a magnificent job of tearing his boys up and just having this team get better and better and better in the long road that they have had in the pro division. And not a favorite yet to win events, but man, they're getting close and they're just getting a bit scary. Your thoughts on this matchup? Because Uprising, they could come out here and very well beat Thunder because Uprising has tons of veterans and threats too. They've just been underperforming. Oh, we got a little, got to get Rich the correct microphone here. So yeah, the Uprising is, they can be incredibly scary. We're going to see here, point number 1, it's about to go down. This game brought to you by GI Sports. So on the breakout, it looks like Uprising going to keep 5 bodies alive, at least initially here, and also a Decent break. Uh-oh, though. It looks like a body coming off, and it's going to be Patty Gleason Rich taking the walk.
He did take a big bite, though, Matty. I think he went all the way to Dorito 3 on the break.
I mean, I like that big bite. We have seen D3 taken quite a bit and make it safe, but not this time. So Thunder going to be battling down a body here. It is a 5-on-4 situation in favor of Seattle Uprising, who are in the brown and black and starting from the blue side.
Yeah, and they're attacking on that Dorito side, man. They've got one player in the Dorito 3. They got another player in that Dorito cube looking inside, shooting across on the snake side. And Seattle Thunder was dangerous over here on the snake side of the field, so it'll be interesting if Uprising's pushing the Doritos and Seattle Thunder's pushing the snake, like who rounds the corner first. I talked to Corey Field a little bit before the event. I was like, why do you stay in the back center so long? I was like, I feel like you're standing there for too long. He's like, first of all, Rich, I don't like to run. Secondly, the ground's hard, and I don't want to dive on it. Third, I'm really good at paintball, so I'll probably win from here. And I was like, I can't argue any of those points, but you make a lot of good points.
Hey, he's a straight shooter with upper management written all over him.
That's right. As he gets shot out of the back center because it's a horrible bunker.
We just have our first commentator curse. And look at this, though. Tommy Tucker.
Oh, no.
Brolo definitely has a hit on. I was going to say, we're going to see a major, but it's going to be thrown on Tucker. So Tommy Tucker must have had a hit on him. I can't see his chest from this angle, but
I think it was a missed call.
Yeah, the running referee is going and pulling a major here on Uprising, who is this gone down to a 1-on-1. No, it's 2 bodies left alive for Thunder. Gomez is still alive. He's
2-on-2, right, man?
And where's the other body for Uprising?
He just got pulled out of both the Doritos now are dead. Yeah, Barolo got shot in his hopper, came back out, shot the Uprising guy. Barolo walks off, and then they go pull 2 Uprising guys. First calls of the day are a little bit more challenging.
Well, Tucker, look, he's running, towards Barolo. I only can see his back from here.
Right, I can only see Barolo's.
Yeah, Barolo absolutely was hit for sure, and definitely came out with a hit on his loader and then shot Tucker. So that's definitely penalty worthy.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a replay on that. But with Tucker, I don't know what he had on his chest. The referee was right there. Seemed adamant about going to throw it on Uprising, but that is unfortunate for Uprising. So here it is. Tommy Tucker, leader of the squad. He takes off from that 50-yard line. So
yeah, Burlow's not looking. That's where he hits him in the hopper, I think, and then Burlow comes back out with a hopper hit and shoots Tommy, and then Tommy might have got a penalty just because he was talking and pointing,
Yeah. So. I mean, is that something on his leg right there? It's kind of tough to tell.
We can't tell.
Yeah, but basically from the chest is what I was wondering. So there he flips around, and Mark was absolutely hit. There goes that red flag, though. So, yeah, just tough break here for Uprising. Again, couldn't see what was on Tucker's chest. So, I didn't. From our vantage point, it for sure looked like Barolo got hit in the loader and then came back out. I thought that penalty was
just because Barolo rolled back out with the hopper and shot the guy. That was you're like, oh, that's the definition of a red flag. You have a hit on you, you come out, you shoot another player, you eliminate that guy.
So,
but that's why we're sitting up here, not down there making those tough calls.
So Thunder going to go up 1 here against Uprising.
I got here early this morning, Matt. Did my usual 5 a.m. jog, and AC Dallas was already here walking the field, man. Super hungry, testing pain. They're definitely hungry for it.
Yeah, AC Dallas on the rebuild here. They were pushing it. They were playing this field the way it's supposed to be played.
I agree.
I like Dyer and the Snake, and all the Lukau's also played pretty well, man. We'll see if Dyer can get into the Snake again. He's going to crawl in the Snake 1. Aftermath had a pretty long talk with Mike Hinman this morning, and he knows they're just getting beat on the offense, and they're getting into position, just not doing much with it, and also just too many deaths. It's not a giant mystery what's happening to Aftermath here, so they're going to be trying to pick it up. They do shoot the first body, shoot another body now, and it's pretty looking pretty good here for Aftermath. Keys is going to roll into the Snake and really putting a lot of pressure. Yeah, a lot of pressure. Dyer, there goes Dyer getting peeled off, and now making the move up into that 50 brick.
Yeah, like you said, I only saw one match yesterday from Aftermath, but it seemed like they would get into the positions, like to the 40s and 50s, but wouldn't transition past those positions, wouldn't continue to put the pressure on the other guys.
So Key's going to try to run through here on the Snake side, and he kind of throws his body away a little bit. Here comes Hallberg. It's just tough for Aftermath because they lost their main attacker on the Snake side, Tim Brusselback, to a knee injury at practice just a week ago. So, and then Hallberg, and Hallberg's an amazing player, typically a D-side player, and we've seen greatness out of Hallberg. There's a reason why he's on the starting lineup for Aftermath, but it's kind of tough that quickly. You lose your one, now you got to be the one.
Definitely tough.
And then, Unger, they've been flooding him over here as well, too. Wasn't having the best practices, so they were missing one of the big weapons in Brusselback.
Yeah, for sure, and it hurts, man. Everyone who's got one of those guys on their team knows how bad it hurts when that guy's not there. Luckily, this is one of those snakes that you can kind of finesse your way into. You don't have to have blinding speed on the brake, so that helps a little bit. But I think where Aftermath struggles is now that they're having to play more offensively, understanding once they're in those positions, how to work those positions together across the field to put more pressure on the players on the other side of the field, eliminate those kind of weak spots. They seem like they just get there and kind of stall out into their one-dimensional, just the guy ahead of them or just the guy across the room.
Absolutely. So here we go. Uprising with the bad break, the penalty on Tucker the Major, decimated him on that last one. So they're going to be switching sides and try to get it back here. Thunder, pretty heavy guns up, and then a nice little delay for Patty Gleason to get into D3.
Yeah, I really like the aggressive players on the drill side of the field that just see it and go.
Bodies coming off again for Uprising here after that initial break. So good gunfighting right now for Seattle Thunder. And that's what Thunder has been doing a lot of things really well, which is why they're undefeated in the prelims this year so far through 6 games. They're great gunfighters. I love the unspoken communication playing off each other. Their survivability has been outstanding. They're winning in the scramble. They're just doing almost everything you need to do right. So
they kind of remind me of AC Dallas, old AC Dallas, when they were playing really well and kind of getting better and better. Like their shots are really good on the break. They don't die sloppy.
Have enough threats that can be relevant.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's a good point. They definitely look like AC Dallas when they started their run up. Can't believe I agreed with you this early in the morning.
I made a good point this early
You
Saturday
really did.
morning. I'm killing it, guys. I'm killing it. Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, Seattle Thunder stalling out a little bit here on the snake side. They've got Gucci in the tower playing defensive. Looks like Mark's looking inside from the snake 1. There's not a lot of good shots on that in cut from snake 1. I'd like to see him get up to snake 2. Seattle Thunder with all 5 bodies left alive.
Yeah, snake 2, but like you said, this is a methodical snake side, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes Gomez exploring that center, trying to get creative. Like he wants to get up to the brick. He's going to pause first and then make his move across. But this is where Thunder has been thriving. Shoot a couple bodies, play smart, don't lose any stupid bodies.
They control the field really well. Yeah, they control the field really well, man. They understand their zone management, their zone control, and they don't, if they shoot a guy, they don't let a guy fill out, and they really, their fundamentals are really strong.
Talking to some of the Uprising guys, I'm asking them, like, why are you guys so inconsistent? Why can you come out here and beat the Russians and then one event and then the next event you can't win a game? What's going on? And they had.
Do you guys just suck or what?
No,
Tell me the truth.
They obviously don't suck, but because the starting lineup, has been the same on that team, and they've been relatively successful. Made some Sundays, gone relatively deep, beat some big teams. So it's in there. It's there somewhere.
The potential's there.
But I do agree. I feel like they need to be practicing other pro teams more.
And better pro teams, right?
Yes.
And I feel like that's kind of a problem with all those middle pack, low pack teams is they want to practice against a team that's lower than them and kind of beat them up instead of going and playing those challenges.
And it's not like they haven't at all, but they've also got some just unlucky breaks too. One time they came down to practice San Diego Dynasty, so they're coming from the Pacific Northwest and going to San Diego Dynasty's area, and it just started pouring rain for 2 days.
Yeah, and they are isolated up there. There's not 5 or 6 pro teams around them. Yeah, both teams drop 1 body early, Maddie. 4-on-4 here. And Aftermath releasing on the drill side and attacking on the drill 3.
Aftermath taking some ground with Thomas Kim, but then Thomas Kim is actually going to trade out, so both teams losing a body in the first attacker from that D side.
Yeah, Diesel's AC Dallas is down to only 2 players, or 3 players, Matty. The center can, the Snake Cake, and the Snake Temple, and those are really tough bunkers to gunfight out of when there's players left alive on the drill side of the field. Oh, they lose another body though. Another Aftermath player getting peeled out of the middle there, so it's a 3-on-3, Matty. Or does it turn into a 2-on-3?
Yeah, another body coming off for Aftermath as well, too. So is that just Barrett in the back corner bunker?
I think it's a 3-on-1 now, Matty. Wow, Aftermath definitely threw a lot of bodies away quickly there. I don't know if I missed a penalty or something. The Aftermath bounces. Lockout going up the drill side of the field. AC Dallas is down the 50 Snake, 50 Cube on the drill side, putting a lot of pressure on the Snake corner for Aftermath. Looks like they're going to tie this matchup. AC Dallas, 3-on-1 advantage here. Joe Barrett's trying to gunfight out of the back.
Yeah, Barrett's in a really tough spot.
Yeah, and Barrett's good in those low body situations, but it's 3-on-1 with field splits tough.
It's kind of a big ask.
I mean, I expect him to pull those off, but he let me down, obviously.
So winning the war of attrition out here, and just a couple more gunfights for AC Dallas, and they're going to tie this game up.
What I do like that we're seeing from Aftermath is listening to Mike Hinman, and they're attacking. It seems like they're attacking the field more. They're going forward more. They're not just sitting in those back 4 bunkers. I feel like that's where they're comfortable and that's where they want to play, but that's not going to get them to winning events here anytime soon.
Yeah, he agrees too. Again, not a giant mystery what Aftermath needs to do to start improving their performances out here. Better survivability, more offense, and that offense can't just get to the 50s and then look puzzled from that spot. There's a gunfight.
Get to the 50s and wait for everyone else to shoot everybody. Listen, I got to the 50s, but nobody died. So, yeah, it kind of ruined it. Uprising there, good shot.
So, yeah, a lot of talent on that team, man. I know just Uprising just keeps underperforming. Joel Eaton had one of the best moves that we saw at this event yesterday. So, Uprising, you know, and Uprising, if they come out and have a good day today, they will make Sunday. They went 1-1 yesterday. They had a nice win over AC Dallas with a comfortable spread. So, now down by 2 against a very strong Seattle Thunder, best they've ever looked. Seattle Thunder ranked 5th overall here this year. And here comes Barolo.
Barolo first to the snake. He's going to wrap and feast on that center can. Then he's going to feast on that small cake on the Dorito side. Should be able to shoot that guy in the pack. Then he can wrap, shoot the Dorito one as well. Getting to that 50 snake, Matty, is such a big payoff.
Yeah, it's huge. It's arguably the most important spot on the field. And Barolo's done a really good job of playing the side, man. I really like what I've been seeing out of Barolo.
Yeah, he's slow playing a little bit now, though, because he should have wrapped and already shot that Dorito cake out. And because now that they know he's there, they're trying to get in position to attack him.
Yeah. The owner of Sandana. Oh, looked like Barolo's going to get run down. Tommy Tucker. Here comes the aggressive push from Tommy Tucker from Uprising. Sakaguchi trying to do damage control, but Corey Field comes off. Patty Gleason comes off. So Tucker.
Great move by Tucker.
Just coming through with power right now. Might have changed this point up. We'll see. Still 2 bodies left alive, though, for Thunder, as Sakaguchi here is going to start a little offensive push on his own. So even with that chaos, Uprising not able to take any more ground off of that. And then now Sakaguchi's going to kill one. Now that's a 2-on-1 situation, and then get that kill across field. So great job by Sakaguchi to live in that chaos caused by Tucker. Also, Adam Gomez is having a game again. He had a great first game. Not so much the second game, but he's still overall looking
Hey, man, that's the problem when you have a really good game. People notice. Yeah. Like, hey, that dude's doing really good. Let's put an extra gun over there, and it gets a little bit harder. And that's why in practice, you've got to have those good games, figure out how to block yourself from doing what you're doing, and then figure out the next move and the next move and the next move. And that's why the top guys on teams like Dynasty are so hard to play, because they're 4 or 5 moves ahead of you the whole time.
Yeah, I literally had that exact conversation with Gomez this morning. We were talking about chess and how the grandmasters of chess will look at a chessboard and the game that is being played and be looking 12 to 14 moves into the future. An average player who's pretty decent, maybe 4 or 5, and then a player who's never played chess is looking at 1 or 2. And that's what the elite guys are doing out here.
I don't even understand what you said, but it sounded really stupid. AC Dallas dropping 3 on the break, Matty, giving themselves a really big challenge here, this 3rd point of the match.
Yeah. So
now they drop another point. They attack on the Dorito side 1-on-5.
Excellent off-the-break shots right now for Aftermath, and then quickly taking advantage of this opportunity. Haven't lost a body yet, and pushing up on that D side of the field.
You can tell the communication's not great, though, Matty, because they're not playing like they know it's a 5-on-1. They're not playing like where they know that last body is certainly as they shoot the last player.
Yeah, easy work for Aftermath in this one. It's real fun to play 5-on-2.
They got to feel better about this game than they did the games yesterday. And
well, they're only up by 1,
yeah,
so.
And the good thing is now that they're playing offensively, Mike won't have to kill anybody. So that's like a win-win. I like a lot of those guys. Well, I'd hate to not see them ever anymore.
Mike said, he's like, look, it's awesome to be able to go back and watch all the footage. And, you know, if my guy's like, yeah, I thought I played pretty good. He's like, okay, can you show me here where you played really good?
Show me the part in the match where you played good.
Here are all your points. Where did you play well? He said they had a 4-hour video meeting last night.
Is that it?
Watching tape.
Just 4 hours.
4 hours.
Oh, that's a short one. Hey, man, every team has their system and has their method of figuring stuff out, and it's different for everybody because every group of players is different. But Mike's got a ton of experience, so those guys should pay attention and learn as much as they can. Because that's what we're all here doing, right? Just trying to learn more than everybody else so that we can get 1 step ahead of everybody else. Be like those chess masters and be 12 moves ahead.
So now Uprising down by 3 here against Thunder, as Kurzawa's going to run pretty far up in the center here off the break.
I like that big bite, Matty.
Yeah, body coming off for both teams, though. Gleason comes off, James Creek comes off.
Gooch gets caught, Matty.
Yeah, that was not a good move.
That was not a good move.
But Rolo's still alive over here on the snake.
But he's in that snake one, Matty, and the shots from snake one are on the outside, not on the inside.
Well, for GJ, you have a 3-point lead. Let the dust settle a little bit,
For
man.
sure.
Burn some of this clock off. You got Mark.
Yeah.
He's alive over here.
Yeah,
Really
you're down a body.
Yeah, like
I mean,
figure out where all those streams are coming before you run chest up into a ball.
Yeah, just play smart paintball.
Now getting out wide, Gomez going to be having to filter over with the loss of GJ. But Kurzawa on a really good spot, trying to shut down that D side here.
Yeah, and he can, and Mark can protect him there from the snake one. So if he's able to do that, then the three guys that they have in those 3 positions they have can lock down the four spots. Uprising with 4 players left alive. 1 in the snake cake, back center, Dorito 2, and now releasing to the big cube on the Dorito side of the field. Mark Borello moving forward into the snake. If he's gonna go, he's got to go before they go get his last guy on the Dorito side. Good retreat there on the Dorito side from Seattle Thunder.
Yeah, a little tactical retreat here for Kurzawa.
Oh, he gets his kill too.
That was perfect. Here comes Barolo. Looking for it, looking cross field, trying to put it together. Nice
Great
job by
move.
Barolo. This is what we're talking about.
Amazing.
This is, but then countering it nicely, putting a lot of pressure here on Barolo. Got to watch over him. Here comes Gomez. Gomez is going to run down, but Scotty Knight pops up, and Gomez is forced to check in. Now Knight's going to launch on the attack. Kurzawa gets peeled off, and Gomez, did he trade out with Scotty Knight? Are we down to a one-on-one? I think we are. Got another one-on-one out here. Is Gomez able to maybe potentially save this point here, but can't see who that is for Uprising, but he's back at D1, putting a lot of pressure on Gomez. Gomez is in a little bit of a tough spot in a one-on-one, so he's going to want to get to that tower. He's going to push up, so now this puts Gomez actually in a good spot. He's onto Uprising's side.
Yeah, Uprising lost him.
Uprising has completely lost him and has to protect that buzzer, so he's going to come back over. Ooh, Gomez did not able to get a shot. Going to lock up here in this one-on-one gunfight. Got a coin at stake here. You get a gold coin if you win one-on-one.
And again, for Gomez, up by 3 points here. Not a lot of pressure on him. He just needs to relax. Try to wait for the Uprising guy to make a mistake.
I think this is Ormrod.
Try to burn up a little clock if you can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Ormrod.
Uprising closing the distance, the smart thing to do. He's got to put pressure on Gomez. He's got to force this win here.
Yeah.
He can't.
Oh, and I think Ormrod just got the shot in on Adam Gomez, so nice work by Ormrod to put Uprising on the board here. Going to be a 2-point game instead of a 4-point game. This was absolutely massive. There's still 6:30 left to go. Uprising needs this win.
Plenty of time.
Nice job. There you go, Ormrod. Check out a replay here. Lots of chaos in this point. So Kurzawa does the tactical retreat to set up the gap, kind of sets the trap. And then he makes his shot. Beautiful job by John. He ended up getting peeled off, though. So here comes Mark Barolo as he comes through. And then I like the adjustment, though, that Uprising made, and it came down to a one-on-one between Gomez and Ormrod. And Ormrod, I got a coin for you, so please see me later on in the day.
Yeah, that point came down to them not supporting Mark Barolo. Mark Barolo crawled all the way into the other team's side of the field. When your player does that, you got to protect him. You can't let him run him down like that. He got up there, shot the key guy, and then 2 guys released and smashed him. AC Dallas here against San Diego Aftermath.
There's the new crew. And, you know, I've seen improvement from them just in one event, right?
For sure.
You got D2 players going pro. That's a big bite, man. Not every single player, but the giant bulk of the team, and they've just in one event had some improvement. Oh, first body to drop is going to be for Aftermath. I believe that's Thomas Kim taking the walk.
Yeah, he's their offense on that Dorito side, Matty. That hurt him a little bit.
And when we were talking about Aftermath not having the offense that they needed, I was talking more snake side. I feel like Thomas Kim, for the most part, was pushing the issue on that D side. So that's a big kill here for AC Dallas to get, I think, right now, the best player on the team.
Certainly the most aggressive on that side. The Drew side. Yeah, it's kind of must be frustrating for Michael for Aftermath because this snake is pretty easy to push. You know, even a slower guy can get into that inside wing, crawl out to the 50, wrap, shoot a guy, or at least trade out that spot. AC Dallas attacking the Drew side. Good communication from both teams, finding the spots, probing back and forth, trying to figure out where the weakness is on the defense of the other team. AC Dallas doing more of the attacking on the Drew side now, moving up to Drew 3 on the Drew cube. Hallberg filling out to the corner for San Diego Aftermath on the snake side. Aftermath now gets out to the Drew side from the Drew side cake. Getting out there will help them. If they're contained in that cake, it gets really hard to play defense. Lockout moving up the snake side of the field, going to the snake side tower. Again, Locker gets caught. He was the only one over here, Maddie, with 3 guys in front of him. He really needed to just play smart paintball and not make a bad decision, not make a bad gunfight there. You can only do so much, and gunfighting 3 guys is not realistic.
Yeah, so tense moments here as this game is a 1-point game. Still 10 minutes left to go, but both these teams need to win right now.
Aftermath loses another body, Maddie.
And that's a bad death right there.
For sure, and he definitely died not attacking, right? He died shooting across the field, zoning up, instead of attacking down the snake side with nobody in front of him.
And it's Unger. There's no one in front of him. He knows he needs to go, so he knows he's going to get yelled at. Maybe he did know the fact that the snake sides weren't blown open, but there's 10 minutes left. You have a 1-point lead. Those are the deaths you can't have if you want to be elite out here.
It was 4-on-2. I mean, things don't go much more your way than that.
Hey, kill the 400!
Okay, 2-on-1 now. Aftermath advantage. They've got Dorito Snake Corner, Dorito Cake. AC Dallas has 1 player left alive in the Dorito Cube. Kind of a tough bunker to gunfight out, Matt, because as you switch from right-handed to left-handed, you lose all that vision.
Here comes Hallberg.
Hallberg pushing down the snake side.
And this is, I mean, they only have 1 body to shoot. Ooh, we can bring it down to a 1-on-1 right now. We have another 1-on-1. Did Hallberg just get clipped? I think it is a 1-on-1.
It is, Matty.
Can't see who that is for AC Dallas, but this is a huge point right now.
Yeah, Joe Barrett taking a walk there for Aftermath.
That's a tough death for Joe. I mean, this is a high body situation.
Yeah.
If AC Dallas can tie this one up here, fighting, I think it was a 4-on-2 at one point in time.
4-on-2, Matty. Down to a 1-on-1. Yeah. Someone's gonna have to go home and do some drills, boys.
That's when you're gonna get yelled at by your coach.
Yeah, and that's when you deserve to get yelled at for your coach. And especially for Aftermath, they had 3 players on the snake side of the field with nobody in front of them once they shot lockout out. And instead of going forward, they just sat there, played D-ball, and got dinked out. Now, luckily, they're gonna pull this point out. It looks like.
Well, Hallberg is in a great position, so he has fought his way. Doesn't have any paint left. I think it's just what's in his hopper. And AC Dallas knows that, so he is going to have to come back and protect that buzzer. Oh, and then Hallberg getting the win. Nice job.
He's the only guy
Hallberg here
getting
to extend the lead. Yeah, definitely not getting yelled at. That's how you redeem yourself. And I mean, he actually played great that whole point. So
yeah. Other than I feel like he could have gone earlier when lockout got shot. Seattle Thunder coming back on the field, 2-point lead over Uprising.
Well, let's check in with the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Lauren Kelly.
Thanks, Maddie. Uprising managed to get a point on the board against Thunder, but the coach is on the sideline still trying to diagnose the problems that he's seeing. He said he feels like they're winning the breakout, they're getting the kills they need, but it starts to break down when they're in those 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s. They're just getting a little sloppy. They're not chilling out in their bunkers, communicating and trying to use that paintball intelligence to figure out how to take the body advantage and win those points. So we'll see if they can get another point here to make it a bit of a closer game.
I'll say it again. I've been saying it, but Uprising has the talent. They have I like their roster. They've proven they can beat top teams. It's just sloppy, inconsistent. They need to train against tougher opponents. I think that is the magic ticket. Yeah, I think that's the magic ticket for them. And then probably a little complacency too. And the team's been together forever.
Right.
And when you have the same roster, and they do bring some,
flat. Right?
They have some fresh blood here or there, but it just momentum and the mental tenacity that's the most important thing out here, because they absolutely have the skill in the game.
Yeah, well, and they got the good players, right? But this is a terrible look for them. They went 5 across the back. Seattle Thunder's already in the Dorito Cube and the Snake 2 before Uprising makes their first move. Had Barolo been looking inside, he would have chopped that guy up making that move on the Dorito side of the field. And Uprising can't just sit back in those bunkers and play defense against Thunder, because that's their game, and they're down by 2 points.
Yeah, look, 5:30 left to go, down by 2. The way Thunder has been able to lock things up, I mean, you're going to be running into guns. They're probably going to be in pretty good spots by the time you do need to start your push. So, yeah, let's see what sort of aggressive push Uprising has. But typically, that's where they've thrived. I feel like, Tucker's a brutal attacker. Borromeo, I mean, Arnold in the scramble. Like, they have guys that Olsen's great. They have individual talent needed. Can they put it together right now here against this tough opponent?
Barolo just got 2 kills in a row in that corner, Eddie.
Barolo's having a hell of a year so far, man. He's looking really good. Not only does he make some awesome headbands, but he's pretty good at the paintball.
Gomez trying to make a big move, but gets caught.
And Kurzawa coming on, too.
So we're saying can't throw this away. It's a 3-on-3 now, Matt. It went from a 5-on-3 to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, tough death for
back center's got hit on his
tough death for Gomez.
And gets the penalty as well.
So tough death for Gomez and Kurzawa, but they're going to get a little bit of a gift here. Brolo went off again. GJ playing good behind him, and then Patty Gleason also is going to get chewed up on that D side. So they got to find this last body here.
2-on-1 now.
Sakaguchi needs to peel himself back here a little bit and get into a bunker.
Yeah, for sure. Uprising now up on Seattle Thunder's side of the field. Barolo going for the buzzer.
See, that's a smart move for Brolo. He knew the count.
That's a really good game for Barolo.
Yeah, Brolo's looking good, man. I really can't even think of one moment I've had to criticize or that we, can we think back past last couple games that they've had? Have we been like, oh, terrible death for Mark. Oh, I can't believe he made that move.
The only thing negative about Mark is he hasn't given us any stand down headbands. That's about the only thing negative I have to say.
That's a very good point. I mean, Alex brought me a nice Hormesis headband.
Beautiful, soft.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Alex.
Good,
but yeah, Mark, where you at,
a good
bro?
person. Where's Mark at? Where's Mark at? AC Dallas and Aftermath taking the field.
We're just here for the free stuff, Rich.
Well, when does it start getting here? God's sakes, I've been here for a long time.
Oh, Alex didn't give you a headband?
I did get a headband. Thank you, Alex. N-O.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you got a
headband. It was classic, like us and our people, right? Oh, text me. Give me your signature.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I got the same text.
Yeah. Then he's like, call my friend Alex. Tell me you need something. I call Alex. He's like, I don't know anybody named Oliver. I'm like, why are you guys messing with me, man? I'm too old for this. We go 5 across the back line for AC Dallas. Now going forward to the Dorito Tower over there for AC Dallas. 5 alive for both teams, although referee is coming in to make a check on AC Dallas. AC Dallas player has been eliminated in the tall cake on the Dorito side. 4-on-5 advantage.
I like this coordinated moves right now. Thomas Kim is just unstoppable currently here on the D side. He's way onto AC Dallas' side of the field and really taking advantage of those kills and then just murdering AC Dallas right now.
So that's why you play offensive. If you're wondering, like, why do you take those big risks? Because every once in a while, you get to go to their Dorito and shoot 4 dudes in the back, and it feels amazing. Aftermath looking good here.
Beautiful job by Thomas Kim on
And you were just saying how slow and methodical he was on the tape, but he looked fast there. No, you were saying he was aggressive. That's right.
I was like, wait a second. I don't think I said
good job, Thomas
It's early. I haven't had a ton of my coffee yet. So
now, mid-afternoon, I will be making those kind of mistakes for sure. Uprising coming back out. I hope they attack this game, Matt. We talked about it yesterday. To me, out of the 2 teams, Uprising's the underranked team out of the 2. So we talked about it yesterday. If you're not as good as the other team, you should probably go try to attack the other team, knock those guys off their heels, get them out of their comfort zone. Because if you kind of sit back, relax, and play their style of paintball, you're probably going to lose more points than you're going to win.
You're definitely right.
That's twice in one day, boys. I'm out.
Uprising down by 3. Let's see what they can do here. We're looking over the shoulders, the red side of the field here for Seattle Uprising. And
both players releasing to that big cube on the Dorito side of the field. Both players looking inside, try to make the shot on the Snake side as the other team goes forward. Uprising now, losing their first player on the Dorito side to attack, Maddie.
Yeah, it's Olsen taking the walk over there. Borromeo in a good spot at that brick, but so is Kurzawa for Thunder. Borromeo for Uprising. Borromeo looking towards that D side. No, another body on Rod after playing the hero in that one-on-one victory. He's going to be taking the walk.
Now playing the villain, walking early.
Well, see what Borromeo can do here. Borromeo's got 2 bodies in front of him. If he can get them both, might be able to turn the tables in this point. Looks like a mutual trade, though, with Kurzawa. And that's going to leave Patty Gleason over there on that D side by himself.
Yeah, still 4 Thunder players left alive, Matty. 3 on the back line.
And if I'm Thunder,
Gleason,
you want more points for margin, but I would be screaming, hey, slow it down.
Yeah.
It's 3-on-1 right now.
Tighten it up, right? Just tighten it up, communicate.
Let's burn some of this clock.
No mistakes.
Force them to concede because, and intelligently, Uprising conceded as quick. As soon as they realized that was not going their way, they conceded. It's tough to give them that 5th point, but you need 4 and about 3-ish minutes left. Uprising does need to concern themselves with margin, though.
No,
they really do, because they went 1-1 yesterday. The problem is they got beat up really bad by the Russians, but they beat AC Dallas comfortably by 4. So they're close on it. They're close. I mean, even if they drop this game and don't drop it by a bunch,
they could be too even.
They got to win their next game, but it's going to be against Aftermath, and Aftermath may be in the same position. We will see, as Aftermath lost both of their games yesterday.
Aftermath looks good here today, Matty. I mean, obviously AC's in a rebuilding, but
Aftermath didn't get murdered in their games. They lost to Thunder and they lost to the Russians, but they put up points on both those squads.
And both of those squads are solid squads. AC Dallas taking a walk, 5-on-4 advantage here for Aftermath. AC Dallas really struggling. They're not dying on the break, but they're dying in either in their first bump or in their first couple gunfights, Maddie.
Yeah.
So they got to tighten that up if they want to have a better chance with these top-tier teams out here. Now AC Dallas attacking up to the Dorito 4, catching the first Aftermath player going to the center of the field.
But look, so look at
and
this.
another player attacking on the snake side.
Now it's AC Dallas playing the aggressor on the D side, and it's paying dividends for him right now. It's just poor Thomas Kim over there by himself in D1 with a bunch of Sea Red bodies walking off, but also Logan Dyer taking the walk. Another body taking the walk for AC Dallas.
You know, Maddie, one of the big challenges of our sport is it's not like a baseball diamond or football field or basketball court. Every single time you show up, the field is different. And some fields are really hard to figure out. I think everyone's kind of figured out this field. It's an aggressive field. And if you play aggressively, you're going to win more points than you don't.
Yeah, Keith was saying that yesterday. And
well, but I just think I said it a lot more eloquently than Keith.
I just feel like you just, stole what Keith was trying to say.
What do you call it, banger field?
Yes.
I agree. It's a banger field. You're either banging 3 guys down the Doritos, or you're banging 3 guys down the snake side, hoping the other side doesn't get run through.
Well, this is a good one for AC Dallas. They started it off. Nice momentum on that D side, winning some gunfights. Nice little finish here, and going to make this one interesting. 620, got to keep that up, though. So Aftermath just losing too many bodies again. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Frustrations are definitely mounting in the Uprising pit because they don't feel like Thunder is a better team necessarily than them. They just feel like they're giving these points away. They're getting to their positions and dying out of their bunkers. Going into this one, their focus is on getting some aggression on the snake side, but they're not giving up yet. They definitely want to try to bring it back here.
And you have to have that confidence, obviously, and I definitely do not disagree. When I look at the talent level on Uprising, the talent level on Thunder, they both have guys that can play this game, but the execution, the mental tenacity, all the important stuff that dictates who wins and loses out here, that's on Thunder's side right now.
For me,
2 years ago, it was on Uprising's side.
Yeah, for me, as an outside perspective, it seems like Thunder puts more time and energy into it. They're a lot more farther along in a polished program. Like Uprising has a bunch of scrappy dudes that just shows up at the event and tries to get it done.
It's also, I haven't asked Thunder this yet, but I was asking one of the Uprising guys, Jordan, I was like, hey, why don't you guys play Thunder? I mean, you're right next to each other. I mean, you have a
it's like Texas. Yeah, like
I get it. It's the regional rivalry thing.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I just, hey, bring an olive branch and hey, let's get better together.
Every time I'm up there in that area, I see Corey and those guys hammering. I never see any of the Uprising guys. I'm like, it's just weird.
So 10 seconds to go before the start of this next one, and a bunch of work Uprising needs to do right now, down by 4.
If Uprising would have just gone
breakout.
all brown with their jerseys, they could just lay down in one of these spots. There's nothing to see.
Yeah, they definitely have the dust-colored jerseys. It's very appropriate here for this event.
Seattle loses 1, Uprising loses 2, so 3-on-4 advantage here for Seattle Thunder as Uprising attacks on the snake side. Oh, Uprising unfortunately loses another player on the Dorito side on the Dorito Cube. Only 2 players left alive for Uprising. The Snake Cake and the Snake 50.
Yeah, I can't really criticize the Uprising guys for over-battling right now.
I mean, we will, obviously, but that's our job.
Yeah, they need 4, and what are you going to do? You got to try to put a guy in and make moves. There's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, but this is, again, also a situation where Uprising does need to worry and see the battle developing here on the screen in the Snake. Worry about that margin.
Mark got caught there. The Snake. One player left for Uprising. He's in the 50 Snake now. He's in Snake 1 or Snake 2. Just battling.
James Creek here in a really good spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, he gets another one.
And he shoots Gomez. Creek's going off right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got a guy past him on the Dorito side.
Unfortunately, everyone else died, and Gleason, or no, Kaido's going to get in and hit that buzzer, and then
he's like, I'm sorry, bro, don't flip me off.
Did Warner flip him off?
Yeah, I think.
He's a little spicy.
Because he shot him after he'd already hung the bell,
I mean, I get it, but, it's going to happen.
It's reaction, right? It's reaction.
Nice job by Warner. Gets a spin over there. That's just showing the depth of Thunder, man. Give Gleason a rest and put Warner out there. Warner's going to get it done as well. So things looking very good here for Seattle Thunder yet again. So let's check out these replays here as Aftermath and AC Dallas in a relatively close game getting ready to go. And this is James Creek just eating up Barolo. And then he's going to wrap around. I mean, James Creek just went off in this point, but unfortunately for him, he had everyone else die around. And there's Gomez running to his death into Creek's gun. And then here comes Warner blowing up in that D side. He's going to run in and hit that buzzer and then get just absolutely destroyed by Creek and flip him off. Say, hey, buddy,
Dallas,
#1.
5 across the back, 2 in back center. Don't get any kills in the break. Aftermath with 4 across the back center.
And then
Snake
just
side tower.
double punched in the goggles in that back corner bunker for
gotta
AC
stay alive
Dallas.
out there. So bad too, Maddie, when you die out there, because now that guy in the back center's got to try to fight his way out into your gun. He's able to do so and get out into that cake, but a lot of guys get stuck in that home and they never get out of there, Maddie. Aftermath out to the snake side now.
Yeah, and AC Dallas in the center trying to create here is Lucau's going to be able to get across, so gun fought his way out into the tower.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about paintball.
But this is
Aftermath
good.
losing another body,
Hey,
Maddie.
Aftermath gets Unger and the Snake, so this is what I'm talking about, man. Want to see some aggression and some consistent, tight aggression. Now, Unger sets a trap, though, as Unger's going to crawl back. And did a good job of not disturbing the dust.
A little craftiness.
Set a little trap here, and they have a lead. They're burning a little time off is not going to be a bad thing. And Unger knew exactly what angle he wanted to shoot once he got into Snake 2. And also, AC Dallas might be thinking, well, are there 2 in there now? I don't know. So we'll see if Unger can stay alive here in this position. He's got a body right behind him with Hallberg. And there goes the kill coming off. Oh, but looks like Unger did get taken out from the cake, and after that death of Lucau. So it's just Hallberg over here.
Yeah, one-on-one battle over here on the snake side. AC Dallas with 2 players on the Judo side. Oh, sorry, 1 player left alive on the Judo side in that big Judo Q, Maddie. Aftermath is just kind of sitting back shooting their gun, although they drop another body, Maddie. It's a 2-on-1 now, and AC Dallas attacks and gets caught. Looks like it's just Aftermath with 2 players left alive for this point, Maddie.
Point going to be conceded here as there's just 4:30 left to go in this match. It's going to give Aftermath their 5th point in a must-win situation for Aftermath. They dropped 2 games yesterday, but they didn't drop them by much.
So for me, Maddie, if I'm up in this match and I'm coaching Aftermath, even though we're up on points, I think I'm still playing aggressively just because that's kind of what we're working on as a team, and that's kind of our weakness. But it looks like the Aftermath guys knew that they were up on bodies and just kind of sat back, shot their gaps, and kind of waited for AC Dallas to push into the guns.
So now, big lead. Thunder is dominant here in this regional rivalry between Uprising and Thunder. So what Uprising is going to do now is probably just run into guns because
they have to.
down by 5.
Or they might not
just
because it's a hometown team, they might not want to go out and give them that satisfaction. They might just spread the field and play a longer, slower point. They lose their first guy attack on the snake side, Maddie. 4-on-5 advantage for Seattle Thunder. Uprising releases from the back center to the center can and out to the snake tower. Gets out there alive.
Yeah, Barolo, might as well just let him start over here in Snake 2.
Yeah, Barolo's super consistent over here on the snake side, man. He's in here every single point. We've only seen him kind of make that one mistake. Yeah, Uprising now attacking Snake, but unfortunately Uprising Thunder was already through on the drill side, so caught him on the cross shot when he attacked. Yeah, Thunder's just looking really, really good here, Maddie. I mean, Uprising has no answers for Thunder right now.
When I talked to him this morning, I said, hey, obviously, as everyone knows, there's levels to this. Hey, there's levels to this. We don't know how good you guys can be. No one knows, but you're going to be starting to get everyone's best game.
Yeah, no one's going to take it lightly.
Yeah, it's not going to be like yesterday with Damage and the ML Kings, where Damage is looking past the ML Kings, and then they lose that match. It's not going to happen to Thunder anymore, as they still are undefeated in the prelims this year.
I would have loved
7 games in a row.
Loved to have been in that meeting last night with Damage, just listening to Joey. I'm going to sit them all down straight across. Just go one at a time, Joey. Just let me record this so I can play it back later, please.
I legit probably would have paid $5, just crack a beer open, and then listen to Joey just berate dudes.
I would have paid 100, I think. And I'm tight.
Definitely would have been entertaining. I mean, I love the Damage guys, but Joey is ruthless.
That's why it's even funner.
Yeah, that's the point. You know? Like he's sitting on these legends, and he's like, "You're trash. You're getting fat. This is
you disgust me. You stop looking at me. Don't make eye contact." I feel like he would go through the whole line, and then as he got to the end of the line, he'd look back and be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go back again. I'm giving everyone a second. You know what? This 3. Just relax, boys. We're gonna be here for a while."
Yeah, Joey Blute doesn't mince many words. So, yeah, right now Aftermath looking pretty good here against AC Dallas, but on paper this is a team they absolutely should be beating. They have a lot more experience than these guys. So if I'm Aftermath, I'm looking coming into this game. I'm not want to take them lightly, but realistically, we should be beating this team by a lot. So, and right now, it's currently the spread is 3. There is 4 minutes and 20 seconds left, so we'll see if AC Dallas and these rookies can step up here, try to come back.
This looks like Aftermath last event, Matt. 5 across the back, zoning it up.
Yeah, I'd like them to take a little bit more ground now that they're all alive with the 3-point cushion, because as we've seen from Thunder, the best place to play defense is in Snake 2 and D3.
Yeah. And, you know, as a team, they already know how to do this. They already know how to sit back and lock it up, right? They're not going to get any better. They've got a 3-point margin, so they can take 1 point or 2 point and practice on what they're trying to do as a team to get better and not worry about hurting themselves in this match. I love the fact that Lukau, is that how you pronounce it? Lukau is in that 50 snake. Not on the break, you know, not secondary, but, you know, third bump up there. Great position. As we know, if you get a back guy into a front position, that guy can really push people around. Oh, Aftermath taking a walk from that back center can of trash.
Yeah, Keys taking the walk here. But we keep seeing this, right? Like, it's tough to live in that spot once your opponents make their way up the field, and yeah, Keys is just not able to live back there. So, but Aftermath just, you know, 4 bodies still alive in those back spots, just rolling guns and trying to burn clock off, just trying to assure themselves a victory.
Yeah, they've shot 2 AC Dallas guys.
But because this is kind of just a little bit more out of them, right?
Yeah.
Because they lost both games yesterday.
And this is what's happening.
Yeah, they're
Every
taking
time,
these back spots, a penalty going to be assessed now in Aftermath. And look, you lost 2 yesterday with a negative, let's see, 2 there and 3 there, so a -5, I believe, which means we have to come out today and at least go to get 2 wins with a +5.
Right.
So sitting at a +3 right now. They take the back line just to burn the clock to assure themselves the win, but sometimes it's not enough. You know, you're still going to be negative on the points. You still need 1 more win.
Thomas Kim losing that 1-on-1. Oh, 2-on-1, sorry. Wow, Aftermath has another player left alive. Oh, it's 2-on-2, Matty. AC Dallas is in their snake. I totally lost the guy at the bottom, sorry.
Yeah, it's a, you know, bend don't break moment right now. But Dyer, who I thought played the snake well yesterday,
for sure,
is still alive here. Snake's completely blown open, and again, he's looking good out here.
Lukau got shot, so now it's a 1-on-1, Matty.
So, ooh.
AC Dallas gets shot. Aftermath is
so
going to pull this back.
Was that down to a legit 1-on-1?
That was a 1-on-1.
Dyer and I believe that was Erickson. Is that? I think it was Erickson. Well, if it is Erickson, I got a coin for you. Come see me later on.
Yeah, and Aftermath is happy that they won that point, but they should go back and look at how they lost 2 or 3 guys really sloppy at the end of that point and how they didn't attack at the beginning of the point.
Well, it was a bend don't break moment for them, and if they hadn't lost 2 games yesterday, if they had won 1 or won both, I would be totally okay with what just went down. Because hey, fine, we're looking pretty decent here. Let's just assure ourselves
don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, but that's not what needed to happen here, because you know they need as many points as possible. Now, I'm not saying run a staggered attack down the field and go crazy, but
yeah, it's not flying
all
deep.
5 in the back is definitely not the move. If you look at again what Thunder did yesterday when they were up in that first game, you know, they got into D3, they worked up the field on the snake side, then they posted up, and they were able to do that multiple times and get a solid victory out of it.
Yeah, thank you for game planning it for the rest of us, Corey. I appreciate that. Little pitch shot there from AC Dallas, talking about what they got to do differently.
Yeah, we will have 2 minutes in between points here with the mercy rule win of Thunder over Uprising. Yeah, let's listen in real quick.
I'll just keep talking to you the whole time. I got you. Just let me know you're live. Yep. Give me that yellow.
I like the fact that they're calm, cool, and collective in there. They're not flipping out on each other.
Just thinking the same thing. Just trying to
shows a lot of maturity.
Yeah, trying to hear specifically what they're talking about, though. That's always key. Calm and collected is good. What their situation is, they need to win. They're down by 4. What sort of offense are they discussing?
30 seconds.
Yeah, well, composure out of the rookies in a bad spot. And right now, Aftermath with Gonzalez, Ruiz, looks like Unger. Oh, coming off to maybe get a little bit more information
like
here.
Maybe a timeout there, Matty.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. This would be a good time for a timeout. So now yeah, so it looks like Lauren has a little audio interview with us here with Barolo. I want to hear what he has to say, man. He's been playing lights out.
Lights out.
Thanks so much. Yeah, great job, Mark, here on the Snake side. Now, after you guys took that win, which Uprising had no answers for the aggression you all had on that field, you had a little team huddle, and Adam Gomez was saying some things about your next match and perfection and how you all have to fight as a family. But tell us a little bit about what was happening in that team huddle and how you need to work together moving on.
So we just talked about how we needed to improve our communication going to the Russian game. The Russians are going to be a tough match. We have a vendetta against them from the last event. They knocked us out on Sunday. So we want to really make a statement that last event wasn't a fluke, going 3-0, and we want to go 4-0 again, get the bye, and beat the Russians.
Well, you guys had aggression during that match, and that's what they're going to bring too, so it should be a fun match to watch. Let's get into this next point, though.
Always love listening to the accents from the New Yorkers.
We got a good vendetta with those guys, man. I'm going to stab one of them in the throat for sure.
Anytime you hear a New Yorker say the word vendetta, is hilarious.
Aftermath attacking Snake on the break, getting the first kill on AC Dallas, so body advantage here for Aftermath and position advantage as well.
Yeah, and it's Dyer coming off too, so that's a big loss here for AC Dallas. Big weapon for them.
Yeah, Snap 50 Snake wraps and shoots the tall cake on the Snake side, the Drew side. Another kill over here in the Snake Tower. Now he's on Snake side of the field, shooting across at the Dorito 4 and the Snake Cake. Only 2 AC players left alive, one in the Snake Cake, one in the Dorito 4. Aftermath's on their side of the field, gets that kill on the Snake Cake. Only 1 player left alive for AC Dallas now. In a very tough position with the player for Aftermath behind him. But look, Hallberg walks out. These guys are having a terrible time staying alive, Maddie, even way up on bodies, man.
Yeah, well, Ruiz went off, so that's good. And then they had the D side was strong over there with, I believe, is Erickson, definitely Thomas Kim. So, you know, Aftermath's doing what they need to do. They definitely look better today. They're putting up a big score. All is well. But you're right, still too many deaths, right? If they want to win tournaments, if they want to win tournaments, they want to go deep on Sunday. Look, which is I know that's of course what Mike Inman's going to try to take Aftermath and make them do again. So,
in a 4-on-1, if you get shot flying down the field, I'm probably going to be a little critical that you went a little too fast. In a 4-on-1, if you get shot on the other side of the field, not flying down the field, I'm probably going to be a little critical about you not going offensively.
You know, we've been talking about how much better AC Dallas looked here at this event than last event. Because, you know, AC Dallas they're starting to put the offense together a little bit. I like the almost potential comeback they had against Thunder. Remember that? When, you know, Thunder was going to the defensive mindset again, but not able to stay alive. You play defense, you got to stay alive and make your shot. So now we're looking in the pits here with Aftermath. Let's listen into this.
I did. He went around the next rail. But I think we shot him out there again.
There's Pinky.
We are 4-5
Big Mike.
on the field. Let's clear front and let's get it on.
They should be feeling pretty good, like we said, because up by 5 here, trying to get this Mercy Rule win. There's Unger. So sending out Hallberg again. Ruiz. Erickson. Kim.
30 seconds.
I like the lineup for Aftermath. And he's got a decent amount of dudes over there, but they did, you know, they lost Brusselbacks. The question was who's going to step up on the Snake side. It's going to continue to be the question for everybody moving forward.
Yes. I mean, they got a small, aggressive team. I mean, I don't know the team very well, but they all look small and athletic, so, you know, if one guy is hurt or whatever, there should be plenty more guys rotating them.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of tall guys, but Keys is pretty tall. I always want to have a couple tall guys, right?
Yeah, if nothing else, just to pick up on chicks. Aftermath beats them to the Snake, but kind of plays defensively there, Maddie. They can sit in that inside wing and lock out the outside 50. AC Dallas now attacking with 2 players in the Snake, 1 player in the Dorito. They lose their Dorito player.
Yeah, just Kim's going off on the D side right now. Just getting a bunch of kills.
Yeah, only player left alive, I think, for AC Dallas is in the Snake here. Or did he get shot?
Well, Aftermath came to play some paintball this morning. For the most part, looked outstanding here in this match. Going to be a Mercy Rule dismantlement. Perfect point to end it.
Yeah, good job, Aftermath.
Just waiting.
They look so much better on those offensive points, Maddie. Like, they don't lose those sloppy bodies.
Well, yeah, I mean, they look, you're going to get shot. It's paintball. But, yeah, they much better look on the offense today. The D side's looking very strong. They're figuring things out here on the Snake side. Yeah, been shooting bodies. One more game to go. It's going to be against Uprising. So stick with us here. It's going to be, but next up, it's going to be Revo taking on the ML Kings. And the ML Kings beat Damage yesterday. San Diego Dynasty taking the field against the New York Extreme. That's going to be a fun one. And also just got news that, just got some unfortunate news that Dalton Vanderbilt hurt his knee. So that's a tough loss. We might see Grayson out there. I'm not sure. I talked to Marcelo, who's going to be taking his spot. We will find out. So that's
Oliver texted me, he's flying in.
Oliver Lang en route. So yeah, Dynasty and Extreme, who was undefeated yesterday, and then Revo, who really needs a win, and taking on the ML Kings. Here we go, 2021 NXL Mid-Atlantic Major. Matty Marshall with Rich Telford here on GoSports.com.
The 20 best professional paintball teams are lined up to battle in 4 prelim brackets at the NXL Mid-Atlantic Major, the second big event of the 2021 NXL season, to see who will make it on to Sunday to fight for the win. Impact and Infamous, their star-studded rosters will be the favorites overall in the top seeds in brackets A and B. Impact's toughest prelim match should be AC Diesel, who took 6th place in Florida and has exhibited impressive improvement. Impact will also have to get through the Outlaws, the LA Ironmen, and Sacramento DMG. Infamous is in the potential bracket of death with former champs San Antonio X Factor and Houston Heat. Heat missed Sunday in Florida and just picked up Tyler Harmon from Dynasty, and they will be hungry for redemption. Hard-charging rookies Energy Elite and Columbus Level finish out the bracket. The eventual winner could come out of bracket C, where Tampa Bay Damage sits at the top, and will be gunfighting against fellow favorites Baltimore Revo and San Diego Dynasty, with New York Extreme and the ML Kings rosters trying to earn respect. And the last bracket contains the Russian Legion, who should have more of their potent starting lineup ready to go. They could have their hands full with the vastly improved Seattle Thunder and San Diego Aftermath squads. Rounding out the last bracket is a brand new AC Dallas roster and the inconsistent but potentially deadly Seattle Uprising. Never before in the history of pro paintball has the talent and skill at the highest level been this close and competitive. Who will reign supreme at the second NXL Major? Tune in to GoSports.com June 25th to the 27th to find out. Baltimore Revo has proven that they have the capability to be a top 4 team, as they made it to the semifinals 3 times since the beginning of the 2018 NXL season. Since the start of that run, it's been a steady dose of high-level disappointment, making every Sunday but one, and earning the respect of their peers but struggling to get to the very top of the pro paintball hierarchy. But a finals appearance or even a tournament win could be on the horizon for Baltimore Revo. They're on the brink of elite status, and their roster is filled with potent heavy hitters who are capable of pulling off game-breaking moves against any opponent. They beat Houston Heat twice on Sunday last season and knocked out Dynasty as well in Las Vegas. 2021 could finally be their year. After a massive tryout in the offseason where the ML Kings looked for the right type of talent, they picked up a new crew, and they have drastically changed their roster the past few seasons. With brand new aggressive additions to their squad, the ML Kings are trying to charge up their chances at making Sunday on paintball's biggest stage. This new squad should be the most competitive look they've had since they entered the NXL Pro League, and no one should sleep on the ML Kings in 2021. No other team name echoes out into the professional paintball landscape like San Diego Dynasty. Their 20-year run of precedent-setting excellence has no equal, which they continued at the 2020 World Cup, where they took another championship with a dramatically perfect performance. But they stumbled at the first NXL event in 2021, going 2-2 in the prelims and losing to X Factor in the wildcard round, taking 10th place. Since World Cup, their roster has changed. They have a new coach. Kevin Breathauer returns, and they just lost Tyler Harmon to Heat, but they will be getting Dalton Vanderbilt back, and Ryan Greenspan is also returning from injury. History, both the deep past and recent, has shown that Dynasty always finds a way to stay competitive. The roster is still filled with killers, and they will be a favorite at every NXL event for the rest of 2021. Fan favorite New York Extreme is coming into 2021 with a renewed fire to make a run at the existing pro paintball hierarchy. Since entering into the NXL Pro League in 2018, they have had some big games against top teams. They have struggled to find the consistency needed to make it to Sunday on a regular basis. They've proven that they can be competitive against the iconic names in our sport, but they've been plagued by 2-2 finishes, counting points at the end of the prelims, barely missing the cut. Their best performance came at their third event as professionals, finishing 6th at the 2018 Atlantic City Open. Though they continue to deal with injuries to core members, their new roster should be their most potent look yet, and they are working hard to move up the NXL Pro rankings in 2021.
Canada versus Russia, Ali versus Frazier, Magic versus Bird, New York Extreme versus just about anyone. From the biggest stars to the most intense overshooting, let's talk about the greatest rivalries in paintball. New York Extreme versus Baltimore Revo.
He's gonna load up I think he's gonna load up a pod just so he can dump on him. Savage. Wait, look at that's dirty. Oh my god.
I do not ever want to lose these months.
After years of competition, the matchup is currently scored 4 wins for Baltimore Revo and 2 wins for New York Extreme. We asked Revo's Henry Sense for some insight, stating, "I wouldn't call it a rivalry. It's more of NYX is our little brother, and we just try to teach them how to play paintball, as some players can't be taught," aka Harris. Bitter, hilarious, entertaining paintball, every time. Recently, the 2 players even put their dignity on the line with a hilarious jersey gamble. Back in 2019, teams upped the ante with a new level. At the 2019 NXL Atlantic City event, the teams played each other in the prelims, and the winner of that match would design the losing team's jersey for the subsequent Chicago event. Revo won the prelim match, and Henry worked with Todd and the Weapons Company to design the now famous pink rainbow unicorn pony NYX jersey. NYX would hold up to their bet and wear the jersey throughout the Philly event, but apparently, NYX actually got the last laugh. The jersey is now a massive collectible by their fans and have apparently sold for high cash value, even having a reprint of the jersey for additional orders. This rivalry has graced us with some hilarious moments, and it's not over. Be sure to watch the 2 teams at the Mid-Atlantic Major, June 25th through the 27th, only on GoSports.com. And don't forget, be sure to pick your favorite players on myfanwagon.com for fantasy paintball. Who do you think will win? Leave your comments below, and we'll see you soon.
Welcome back here, 2021 NXL Mid-Atlantic Major. I'm Matty Marshall, up here with Rich Telford in this next game. Revo must-win situation. They dropped one to New York Extreme yesterday, and they actually dropped 2. They lost to Dynasty as well, so they're 0-2, and they're playing the ML Kings, who beat Damage. Also in this set, San Diego Dynasty and New York Extreme, and I just got word, unfortunately, for San Diego Dynasty, and I just talked to him down on the sidelines. Dalton Vanderbilt's out, hurt his knee yesterday. Sounds like an MCL sprain. I'm not a doctor. We've all bumped knees now.
I'm not a surgeon,
old, but yeah, and then also Marcelo Margot has had 2 ACL reconstruction surgeries, so he knows a lot about knees, and he was basically telling Dalton the same thing. So Dalton is not even geared up. He's limping around over there. It wasn't an impact. It was more of like he just went to run and twisted it. Didn't hear a pop, but it's going to be Alex Frazier getting the nod. He will be the first attacker on the D side. We may see the rookie Grayson Gladstone over there as well. But yeah, that's just a huge loss for Dynasty. Alex very capable though, so it would not surprise me if he went off today on that D side. But they're
I'm no less
still
afraid
light
of
though.
Alex than I am afraid of Dalton.
Absolutely.
Those are both virulent attackers on the drill side over there.
But they're playing a team who's undefeated. New York Extreme went 2-0 yesterday. And
stop saying that.
Traditionally, they go 2-2. So we'll see how today works out for them.
What would you classify this weather we're having right now, Matthew? Because it's like I would say blistery or bolstery or something, but I don't know if that's the right term.
Blustery?
Yeah, it's like it's cloudy, it's windy, it's sunny, it's hot.
I wouldn't say
dusty.
it's blustery because it's not really that windy. It's just kind of a dreary,
Well, I mean, there's a little
overcast.
breeze. If you look at the flags, they're going.
Yeah, that's just that's a light breeze.
Oh, sorry.
Blustery would be maybe 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it's just a little overcast today. This is perfect paintball weather. They thought it was going to be a little bit more of a scorcher today, maybe hovering around 89, 88 degrees, but
Tomorrow's going to be hotty, Matty.
so first to strike here in this match between Revo and ML Kings is going to be Revo. His body coming off for the ML Kings from that D side. Again,
Yeah,
Revo lost both their games yesterday. They have to win both games today to have a chance to move on to Sunday, and they need to win them pretty big.
And they get the first kill, Matty, and they also get to the 50 snake first. So that's a big advantage here for Baltimore Revo. They're attacking now on the Dorito side. They're up to the Dorito 3, the Dorito Tower. 5-on-4 advantage here for Baltimore Revo as they lose their first player attacking on the Dorito Cube over there. 4-on-4. ML Kings with a more defensive posture here, Matt. 3 across the back line, 1 in the snake tower. Oh, they just lose that back center guy. God, that bunker is so hard to stay alive in.
Well, Zupa, who I actually thought played pretty decent yesterday. I mean, he was over in the snake. I mean, everyone on Revo didn't lose by a bunch. I mean, they lost a close game to Dynasty, and then I had a relatively close game against New York Extreme. They came back a little bit, but Extreme controlled the action there. So we'll see if they can get it done. Snake incredibly important, obviously, but Zupa
I talked to
looking
Harris
really good right now.
Yesterday in the meeting about what happened in the end of the Revo game and how those guys got those points. He basically said that he just cares so much for Henry and those guys that he felt bad that maybe their confidence was low. So he talked the team into it. And the team didn't want to do it, but like, yeah, I guess we'll go out and drop a few points just to help them out. You know, they love each other so much. They're so close. It's almost like a brother-sister relationship. It's really incredible.
Well, who's the sister?
I think it depends on who you ask. Or who won the last match.
So
NYX taking the field out here with the boys in blue Dynasty. Man, Dynasty struggling a little bit, having 2 of their best players injured at this event. Arturo coming in and Dalton now here, but have 5 killers on the field right now. So no excuse on their roster.
yeah, Dynasty 1-1 yesterday. This is the most interesting division, Division C, Bracket C. Damage, Revo, Dynasty, and New York Extreme ML Kings, because ML Kings beat Damage, so the bottom seed beat the top seed. Revo beat
Topsy-turvy.
So basically, Damage is 1-1, Revo's 0-2, and New York Extreme's undefeated. It's just getting a little interesting down here. So now the first point here, standing with Dynasty. It looks like Alex Frazier going to get shot off the break, trying to take some ground on the D side. And
Josh
they're
Taylor's also shot, Betty. 4-on-4s.
4-on-4 situation. Dynasty doubling up that back center. Haven't really taken much ground on the snake side. They did get Greenspan out wide.
Blake Yarber releasing to the Dorito Tower. Harrison's digging out to the snake corner.
Oh, and it looks like Yosha's going to be coming off, get shot from that cake. As here comes a push from Blake. Blake's going to have to shoot somebody, though. His bodies are getting whittled down here for Dynasty.
And what happened, Matty, is because they lost eggs on the outside there, Blake filled up the middle instead of filling up outside, so they weren't able to get outside. So then later when Yosh tries to get outside, they were to contain him and catch him. New York playing now, getting the check. He's clean.
4-on-3 situation here in favor of New York Extreme. Dynasty's putting themselves in some decent positions. They have Blake at the 50-yard line, and he's going to get either that. Somebody just shot Carl. Was that Greenspan?
Yeah, I think it was Blake from Cross.
Well, they heard the gun, and here comes the move up the center of the field, and it's going to be Pat Kraft Jr. going to come and bunker out. They're both begging for penalty. Well, Pat's begging for a penalty. He's not going to get it.
Yeah, Pat
here comes Greenspan. Greenspan's going to trade out with Harris.
Pat should have gone the other way, though.
And Marcelo Margot.
And CJ gets shot. Wow. Oh, and Ryan ends up staying alive there, so Dynasty's going to
Ooh, okay.
Body's left alive.
I thought they traded out, but couldn't put a ball on the legend, Ryan Greenspan, our MVP from World Cup.
Extreme had that point when they'd blown up the Drio side. They were up on bodies. They just did not close well there, Matty.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, I like the move from Pat. They are up a body, and you have Blake in a key spot. Just Greenspan played well over here, and then Marcelo Margot.
But you find out which way his gun is going, right? So then when you go get him, you can get him clean.
Look at the replays here. So here's Pat Kraft. He heard the gun from Yarber, and as he lost that body on that side, so he's going to make this move and try to get him clean. Pat, yeah, if we can run that back for a second. So Pat was begging for a penalty here because...
Yeah, you see Blake's gun go down for a split second there.
So here comes Pat. Pat Kraft on the left in the black. There's Yarber. I mean, his gun is up. Blake's looking right at him, so...
See, he flinches, though, down and then brings the gun back up there.
And then I just didn't see exactly when Blake shot him. Blake definitely pulled the trigger. It was, I mean, in live action, it looked a little bang-bang.
He traded.
Yeah, he traded out. So I get why Pat's pleading his case. You got to do that, but looked pretty bang and live.
And he should have gone the other way. And
Yeah.
CJ should have stayed live there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was CJ's problem. Got to stay alive in that situation. Ryan played good. Nice job by Marcelo. All right,
And
Revo.
again, if you're gonna let Dynasty beat you to that 50 snake, you're gonna struggle on some of those points.
On the breakout, these teams have switched sides. Revo is over on the blue side now. The ML Kings in the maroon on the left-hand side of the red side.
Yeah, ML King's going really soft that first point, but attacking the second point, running up to the Dorito brick, cross-shooting the snake one, Matty. That was an incredible little battle there. Now ML King's filling the snake as well, so they're gonna have 3 guys on the 45/50. Oh, they lose their Dorito attacker. Revo, is that Frank Antomaso going down the Dorito side over there? He's in the Dorito 3 wrapping.
Yeah, he's blocked out for me. Yeah, that is Frank. So here comes Frank, and he's going to get another one. So Frank Tommaso going off. Is that Frank? I can't quite tell, actually.
Yeah, it's a long shot for me as well.
It might be Shear. I think that's actually Chris Shear. Here's Frank on the snake side. Yeah, that's a Chris Shear. So Chris Shear was the first to go, breaking things open on the D side, and then Frank on the counter attack, or the secondary attack over here on the snake side, finishing things off.
Good job on that attack over there.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Shear. So now Revo's going to go up by 2. I do like that the ML Kings are pushing the issue. They're not going to beat Revo
they had spots
by playing tamely.
Yeah, they had spots and they had bodies because they got that first kill. They just didn't capitalize once they were there.
Yeah, they did such a good job against, playing scrappy against Damage yesterday, and they did it by winning scrambles, pushing forward, winning gunfights, exerting their will, and that's what I want to see from the ML Kings against Revo. They got to be coming in with a lot of confidence. Anytime that, they're the bottom seed, they beat Tampa Bay Damage. I mean, it doesn't get more stacked than that. So, I mean, the ML Kings should be incredibly confident right now, even down a couple points here against Revo. Let's check in with Lauren real quick.
NYX didn't get that first point, but they felt really good about it. They said if they had just had one body alive in that snake corner, they would have gotten it. So no mistakes going into this one, tighten up. But they said Dynasty isn't the world champ team they're used to seeing, so they feel like they can still take this win.
Both teams losing a body, Jerry Carl for Extreme and Blake Yarber for Dynasty. But Dynasty making moves right now on the D side. Here comes...
Yeah, NYX actually lost 2 players. They lost CJ Cantor on the break and then also Jerry Caro. Now they're losing Pat Kraft over there as he attacks on the drill side. Only 2 players left alive from New York Extreme.
Yeah, Mike Urena here in a real good position on the snake side. Man, he had a pretty good day yesterday. Got a couple penalties, though, so that's a knock against him. But, man, Urena keeps getting better and better. Ooh, body coming off now for Dynasty from the center field, Marcelo Margot. And then here's Mike Urena just feasting on Harris Hussein. And Dynasty going to go up by 2 now.
Again, New York Extreme really struggling on the offense, getting somebody over here on the snake side alive and attacking the snake 50 man.
Decent point from Grayson Gladstone, too, so he gets a spin. The rookie, it's hey, next man up, right? Got a legend that goes down. Got a knee injury to Dalton Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
and
that's an opportunity, right?
Yeah, that's how he got on Dynasty. Is when the opportunities present themselves, you get that
room.
call. You got to be ready. Got to
room.
be ready to go. And so, yeah, he took some ground over there. He stayed alive, and then Urena finishing things off from the snake side. Yeah, it was a nice point here from San Diego Dynasty to go up by 2.
ML Kings coming back out, down by 2 at Revo.
Check out the replay here. So with Grayson moving up early on the D side, here goes Urena. And then there's Harris just getting absolutely demolished as came up and over the top. Urena put about maybe 3-4 on him. And then Urena just creeping low, making sure that the count was correct. And there's the lineup. So great job by Chris Shear in that last one. I do like that Revo's been flipping it up a little bit, putting guys in different positions. Frank can play the D side, he can play the snake side. Chris Shear as well. Zupa I really like what I'm seeing out of Zupa.
Well, yeah, and when you only have 5 guys, it makes it harder to scout if you're moving those 5 bodies around, right? Otherwise, you get real predictable real fast, man.
Yeah, and if you guys weren't able to watch yesterday, Revo, a top team, but they don't have 2 of their best guys here, in Dan Zaleski and Matt Derula. So it looks like body coming off, 2 bodies coming off for the ML Kings.
They double that cake up there, Matty. That's a recipe for disaster for sure. So no one alive on the Dorito side of the field for ML Kings. Closest player is stuck in the back center bunker, which is super hard to get out of once you lose your outside player. ML Kings defensive positions here. All 3 ML Kings players looking Dorito side, not putting any pressure on the players for Revo moving up snake side. ML Kings get out of the back center, get to the cake over there on the Dorito side. That'll help a little bit. Lose their first player, who was their attacker in the center. Now moving into the snake with 2 players. Revo in a 4-on-3 advantage here, up by 2 points with over 12 minutes left in the match. They get another kill. Again, he dies from that snake side cake, Dorito side cake that's so hard to live in. Oh, Revo, yeah, you're dead. Yep, Revo player taking a walk. Looks like Henry Sense gets caught in that inside snake wing there. But Frank's all the way, oh, they're going to get Frank and no one's watching over him. Gets him clean, gets on their side of the field. Big move there from Barry. Kyle Barry making a big move. Unfortunately, he's the last player left alive and gets caught by the 2 Revo players. But Kyle Barry, a nice move there, man.
Yeah, so Revo going to put another point on the board. Signs of life from ML Kings with that move by Barry, but just not enough. Shear again in there and doing his job.
Shear's not messing around, Matt. Is that what you thought? You thought he was going to come here and mess around? You thought wrong.
I didn't say anything about it.
Okay, so I'm just making
You're
sure.
doing the thing where you put the words in my mouth again.
Well, you say a lot of things, so I feel like I have some right. See if, so in my opinion, New York Extreme here should be attacking up the center a little bit more often and should definitely try to attack down the snake side of the field.
Yeah.
They're losing bodies early, and when they lose those bodies early, they're just checking out, play D-ball, and they've still got to attack down the center and snake side of the field as well. Dynasty's looking real good here. They're winning the breakouts, Matty. They're pushing down the Doritos, pushing up the center of the field as well. Just kind of slow playing the snake a little bit.
Yeah, so right now, let's see. Need an answer here from Extreme. They're down a couple right now. Harris is going to be losing. Is that Cancer coming off from the D side here early? They're going to have to fill out.
2 points in a row. Now they lose Jerry Caro again early. 2 points in a row.
Dynasty's got it locked up right now, man. They're looking pretty good here. There goes Harris walking off. So this is a terrible start for New York Extreme right now in this situation. Dynasty just putting a lot of pressure. There goes Kraft.
Concede. 4-on-1, 5-on-1 here.
Yeah, it's just poor Josh Taylor left alive. There's nothing he's going to be able to do in this situation.
Josh is really good, but 5-on-1 against Dynasty is tough. Yeah, New York Extreme falling apart a little bit here, Matty. Harris now trying to get up the center of the field, but it's a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Tries to force it after he'd already lost 2 players.
Yeah, Dynasty, you know, the question, okay, they lose Tyler Harmon. They get Dalton back. Dalton now with a knee injury on day 1. So it's just how are they gonna do it? But they're San Diego Dynasty, so they're looking nice right now. Let's get a look here at this replay. If we can just pause it right here. So you can see with the heavy guns right now, you got 2 guns. You got one gun looking towards the, oh, that's not how it's supposed to look like. Let's try this again. So you got one gun looking towards the snake side, one gun looking towards the D side. But if we continue to go out, like look at this disaster that happens to, yeah, I'm trying. There we go. Yeah, this disastrous break here for New York Extreme, unfortunately. We'll get back to that in a little bit. But jumping in, doubling up that back center over the shoulders here. Revo looks like Thomas Mantoni going to get a spin. And Zupa, one of the best, just getting into a spot, man. He's just omnipresent over here on the snake side.
Yeah, 5 black both teams with Thomas Mantoni. I love it. Goes right into their snake. Shoots Zupa. Now, Revo loses their corner. Thomas Mantoni's going to wrap.
Well, they shoot Zupa. They also shoot Henry Sense as well, too. And it's Betancourt just wrecking shop over here on the snake side. He had some good points yesterday.
ML Kings are on fire right now. And this is, to me, like when Betancourt does this, it makes he's more of a threat and it makes you keep those guns that way. Does he get them? I think he misses. Revo's going past him on this side of the field now. Revo player gets shot. 2 Revo players left alive. Dorito 1 and Snake corner.
No, this is how the ML Kings look good.
Yeah,
they're playing on their toes,
yeah.
attacking. I mean, they're throwing bodies away too. But see if Revo, with the 2 bodies left alive here, makes something happen. Betancourt falls in his.
A lot of pressure on Betancourt.
Well, Betancourt was getting just a little bit too antsy in there.
And so classic on how to play a 2-on-2. Kyle Barry was in the back kind of shooting his gun. Betancourt was up here engaging against 2 guys. Now Kyle's moving forward into the 2 guns. If he would have been engaged, oh, it wasn't Kyle, sorry. But if you're engaging in a 2-on-2 at the same time, both of those guys playing 1-on-1, you're going to lose those battles.
No, that was definitely Kyle Barry.
It is Kyle, yeah, he's signaling concede from the field as well. Yeah,
yeah,
been engaged in there when it was 2-on-2.
Look,
not wait until it was a 1-on-2.
The problem wasn't Kyle or Betancourt. It was the other guys that died. But Betancourt got a little too antsy in there, and he plays like that. It does work out for him, but also I don't think he knew the count. He was up there far. He was doing work. Guys are dying behind him.
But it comes down to a 2-on-2.
Yeah, but I don't know if he knew it was a 2-on-2.
NYX coming out. CJ Canner having a hard time with survivability. They've got his shot dialed in this game.
So let's check it again with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Patrick Kraft Jr. came off the field after that last point and said, NYX, all eyes on me. He said, adversity is the best thing for us. We're down 3 points, 10 minutes on the clock. He pounded his chest and said, what do you have in here? So they've got their mental game dialed in here, and they are ready to come out and try to make a comeback.
Well, they need to start living because Dynasty is dominant right now with the pressure and the off-the-break shots, and they're just picking on CJ, man. Well, if you're going to pick on one guy, that's not a bad guy to pick on. It really helps out, especially with Dalton down right now. So it's either going to, looks like Grayson's getting another spin. Here comes Blake right behind him.
Yeah, New York Extreme has lost every one of their breakouts. This time, Dynasty isn't attacking. So New York Extreme has a little bit more chance. Harris Hussein now making the move into the snake, but looks like he might have got shot on the way in there. Referee's in there checking him out. The nice thing about Harris is when he does go in there, man, he wraps and puts a lot of pressure on that Dorito cake, gets that guy early. Greg taking a walk, Ryan Greenspan taking a walk. So 4-on-3 advantage here for Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty.
Yeah, I think
just
Harris,
locked in some spots
Harris
trying to burn
that
clock off. Oh, and there goes another body coming off right now, and it's Yosh Rao. So still 2 bodies on that D side. The lone survivor over here on the snake side is Marcelo Margot.
Yeah, Marcelo needs to stay alive. If he dies, Extreme's going to win this point for sure. Will Hennessy backing up Harris Hussein over there. Secondarying into the snake as well.
Yeah, New York Extreme has time to work with. Harrison, a really good spot.
Yeah,
backed up by Hennessy. A lot of time to work with here. No reason to force anything right now. No. You're the aggressors. You have the ground. You have the big bunkers to work with. So work with them.
So here's the problem, though, Maddie. Everyone else on New York Extreme is dead, I think. I think it's just Will.
Yeah, I was trying to find the other body. I thought there was a third body, but I don't think there is a third. Yeah, so Packcraft Jr. is walking off.
Yeah, so Dynasty now is just locked up with the 2 Dorito guys in the snake corner.
Yeah, and this is ideal now for Dynasty.
Up by 3 points.
Up by 3 points. The D side's completely blown open, and they can kind of just almost hold it down from here and just wait for Harris to try to make a big move, or for Hennessy to try to cut towards the center. So now it's just going to be, it's a difficult situation for Harris or Will, but someone needs to win a gunfight right now.
Yeah, and also this might be good for New York, because this might at least shorten up. If they're not going to win this game, they got to start thinking about margin, right? And they don't want that.
That's a good point, because they did go 2-0 yesterday. Yeah. So with 2 wins, even if you go 2-2, this is a situation they are incredibly familiar with, and they are sitting on a +4. The last thing they want to do right now is to get mercy ruled. That would be worst case scenario.
They don't want to lose by 4 more.
Yeah, you need to stay in the positive on the margin when you go 2-2 to have a really good chance. Occasionally, if it is a bloodbath tournament, sometimes you'll get in be worse than that. But right around +2 typically is the level that you need to have set for you. So, but yeah, Dynasty just looking really good here. Harris. Wow, I'll tell you what, man. We almost never see Marcelo die in situations like that, and that was just a great shot by, I believe, Harris.
Yep.
And now that forces Blake to push over. Now Blake gets shot, and then Grayson, the last player left alive, and in 1-on-2, nothing he could do. So, unbelievable job by Harris Hussein and Will Hennessy.
Yeah, great ability to come back there in a 2-on-3 and pull that back. And also, you know, Dynasty kind of gave it to him by sitting back and just shooting their guns and not applying pressure on the Dorito side of the field.
Gumption.
But hey, we have a game now. It's 1-3. New York is now clocked in. They have a chance.
Yeah, with a lot of time left still.
Yep.
It was a longer point, but not that long.
It came off them attacking and winning on the snake side battle, right? I mean, that's the first point they were able to get in the snake. When he got in there and shot a couple guys.
Yeah, and tough death for Marcelo in that back corner. He's on the island the second that happened. I mean, they still had to shoot Blake, but it forced Blake to have to make something happen. Yeah. So he comes over, and New York, that was good on New York and Harris and Will to know that, and then be able to shoot Blake on the transition. Or maybe right after he got to a spot, I couldn't quite tell. And that left just Grayson over there, and there's not much he could have done in that situation other than go off himself, which he wasn't able to do. And just real crisp by Hennessy and Harris.
Good communication. You hear them talking, working together. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Good shot of the Revo boys. Henry Sense up by 4 points here. ML Kings need to attack. I feel like that's their only chance.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's just a little puzzled as performance here.
Revo Snake.
And you're coming off a win. Like, look, Revo's in a must-win situation. I think that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing Revo wake up, being like, hey, we went 0-2 yesterday. We're supposed to be, we want to be a top team, so that's not what top teams do typically. Let's just beat up on some people today. Zupa, again, just Zupa unstoppable here on the snake side as far as getting into his position.
ML Kings, 4 across the back, now filling forward on the Dorito side, pulling a penalty out of that back center. Kyle Barry getting shot. decided not to leave the field, pulled one of his buddies with him, so only 2 ML Kings left alive.
Not ideal, Rich.
Revo into the snake first. Yeah, tough spot for ML Kings now. Only 1 player left alive, I believe it's Betancourt in the snake corner. 5-on-1. ML Kings looking so good yesterday, but really struggling here today. And I think it's a combination of them struggling and, like you said, Revo going home last night and saying, listen, we're a significantly better team than we showed yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, let's get some sleep. Let's figure out what we got to do. Let's show up there sharp, ready to go, and they look like it. Thomas Mantoni out there, push on the Jario side. We look good, man.
They do. They really do.
Much better than they looked yesterday, for sure. Urina's back in, so it looks like Dynasty will be attacking the snake.
And they're going to go back to Frazier on that D side. There's Greenspan, Urina. Well, he's a new dad. He probably hasn't slept much in the past 3 weeks. Yeah, congratulations again to the Frazier family. Sebastian.
Yeah, I can't believe none of you guys name your kids after me.
2.5 weeks ago.
It's just hurtful.
Rich was in the conversation, but
I would hope so. Mike Urina, snake on the break. Jerry Caro, snake 1, snake 2. Looks like 5 alive for both teams, Maddie.
yeah, battle here on the snake side is going to be Carl versus Urina.
Hey, CJ Cantor stayed alive.
Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Gotta help. Jerry Carr shooting across from Dorito too.
He probably got to a spot and was like, whoa, wow, I finally made it through that lane.
This is what a Dorito looks like. Jerry Caro and Mike Urina in a one-on-one battle over here, snake to snake.
Yeah, Harris Hussein.
I like Harris in that support position right there. He can talk to Jerry, he can protect Jerry. Then they got Will Hennessy in the corner. That's a good look. These are the 3 spots I really like on this side of the field, Maddie. The snake 2, the snake tower, and the snake corner.
And we got Frazier making a move into nice move into D3. Blake's behind him. So 5 alive and looking good for Dynasty in some good spots. There goes next move up into D4 for Frazier.
Yeah, if you don't keep a gun on eggs, he's gonna go, man.
Yeah, Urina feeling the pressure a little bit here as Harris is just putting a ton of balls right over about an inch and on the bunker.
Yeah, he's got to stay alive, though. He doesn't want to overplay his spot here.
CJ making a move for New York Extreme into D3. Here's the battle under screen, though, is in the snake with Caro and Harris Hussein. And then Greenspan's going to get caught out in the open trying to in a transition. And then here comes Blake. Blake's backing up Frazier, and he moves up into D3. That's
Harris,
a crucial spot. So a big kill for Extreme on Greenspan, then a big kill for Dynasty. Here comes a move from, oh, we got to be careful not to get a penalty. I think we might see a penalty on Urina. No, it's going to be on Caro. Or is it, who is it going to be on? No, it is going to be on
Harris.
Dynasty.
Good job making that ref go back to the
Yeah,
other side of
I
the
was
field.
like, wait a second here. I mean, I can't see Carl's chest from this situation, but I'm pretty sure it was on Mike. And
Yeah, Mike,
sure
Mike
enough.
was out of position.
Yeah, Mike spun on that one. I'd like to see a replay on that, but that seemed in live action pretty blatant.
We got a match all of a sudden, Maddie.
Yeah, we do have a match. Good to see signs of life out of Extreme, going undefeated yesterday, getting beat up a little bit in the first 3 points, and then roaring back with winning a 2-on-3, and then now a really close point. Got a gift, though, with that penalty on Urina. And this is like, you know, we would talk about this in situations where you get guys spin like that. In practice, you have to be incredibly harsh on your players and not doing that, because it builds in bad tendencies. You know, a lot of times you watch practice and a guy will come through and a guy will spin, but they'll just call it a trade. You really have to focus on that because you do not want to build that into that mentality.
100%. So, obviously, I've been working.
Well, let's get a look at the replay here, Rich. Maybe you can talk about what you're going to talk about and talk us through it.
That's good.
Well, let's see. Here's a couple replays. So that's that move from Greenspan. So he must have, you know, you don't really see Greenspan make moves like that and get shot that way typically, but yeah, just made a mistake there. Here comes Carl comes through. You see Urina not posted on him, and then Carl's going to shoot him, and I mean, that's just textbook right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering when Mike got shot, so maybe that's why he continued. Maybe he thought that Carl missed him.
I like that the ref wanted to pull the penalty against New York, but was like, no, they didn't do it. I got
like penalty. It's got to be against New York. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay, my bad.
This is the first time. This is the first time it hasn't been against them. Here we go.
Revo trying to put up a mercy rule win right now, so I mean, there's a ton of time left on the clock. Still 9:32. So.
Yeah, and ML Kings are attacking, and in my opinion, they should have started off with this. The first point, they're in Dorito 3. They're in the Snake 50. They have lost 1 attacker, but still 4-on-4. Because at 4-on-3 now, they shoot another Revo player.
Oh, Revo, body's coming off all over the place. Looks like he might be losing
Yeah.
Another one,
ML
too.
Kings are
Yeah,
gonna-
they do from the D side.
Yeah, ML Kings are going to win this point, and they're going to win it off of their aggressiveness. And that's, in my opinion, how they're going to win most of their points out here is by taking the drill, by taking the 50 snake, by going up the gut, not by sitting in the back and hoping they can dink somebody out. A good point there for the Kings, man. When they look good, they look really good.
Yeah.
Mingo there ringing the buzzer.
Yeah, that was a really good-looking point. I was thinking too. I'm like, man, are they just gonna roll over right now? You know, they haven't.
Are they gonna
looked good.
quit?
They haven't looked good at all. They're getting kind of bullied around by Revo, and then Revo comes out, steps on multiple landmines, and just get peeled off the field left and right. ML Kings bodies flying all over the place. Now it looked really good for ML Kings. And they have a lot of time left. I mean, it's a tall order here, down by 4, but they still have maybe 9 minutes left to go.
Yep. Harrison's out there chirping at Marcelo, trying to get in his head a little bit. I don't think it's going to work.
So, Dynasty has allowed New York Extreme to open the door here. 1-point game, big moments for Extreme. If Extreme can win this game, they'll punch their ticket to Sunday. Now, Dynasty yesterday going 1-1, losing a very close game in overtime to Tampa Bay Damage, and then beating Revo. That game also almost went to overtime.
Yeah, a couple good matches yesterday. Dynasty switching up, holding 2 shooters back center. Wow, CJ Cannon getting a really bad start there, having to go back and tag in. They called him out.
CJ's kind of having a rough game, man.
He is struggling, man. Luckily, Pat Kraft gets out there for New York Extreme. Mikey Arena shot on the break, so 4-on-4 here, Maddie.
Yeah, big kill, and Harris able to get into the snake here on a secondary. It's a nice move by Harris Hussein. He's playing really good today.
Yeah, another death there from Ryan
Another death for Greenspan. I don't know, maybe his back might be acting up again. Not exactly sure. And then a body coming off here for Rao, and another body with, wow, New York Extreme is feeling it right now. Looking real good these past 3 points. This one should be pretty easy to tie now. It's just Alex Frazier over there on the D side. Harris is trying to find him. They need to go bunker him out. Oh, what? Frazier's able to shoot out Pat Kraft, and then Carl's had enough of that, so he's going to run over, stitch up Alex.
New York Extreme again looking good at getting to this snake first, attacking, and shooting a couple guys out. It seems like this snake is super important, Matt.
You would think. You would think. Yeah, no, it's Harris is playing great over there. Oh, they're going to, Harris is yelling at him to stop and let some time burn off this clock. Man, I don't know. No, you don't.
He just wants to hit the buzzer himself.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Oh, he's tired. That's why.
I need a break.
He's tired. He needs a little breather. He got his hands on his knees right now. Look at this bad start from Cantor. Oh, Cantor needs to tighten it up a little bit. New York Extreme has definitely come back in this match, but he's getting worn out on that D side.
Did he look like he got shot, or they pulled him on? Because it looked like he tagged back up.
So, and here's the close. There is Frazier able to get a shot on Pat Kraft, and then look at this crafty move by Caro as he uses Pat walking off to as a blocker, and then able to get the shot on Frazier. Yeah, I'm not. See, New York Extreme is now allowing Dynasty to game plan. They're giving them time. They're just giving them a free timeout.
But
yeah,
if they waited all the way to the end, hit it, forced the overtime, then they could only lose 1 point in their margin.
Oh, you know, I'm just making for argument's sake, but I get it. And honestly, also, Harris needed a rest, man. He's playing great out there.
Listen, all you small athletic guys might not understand this, but
well, it was
I'm burning a lot of calories just standing here.
It was kind of funny. He goes through, he has a great game over here on the snake side, and he's like, looks over, sees him about to hit the buzzer. No, stop. Walks over, and then just hands on knees, huge breaths. I just needed a minute, man. Just give me a second.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I needed that. You guys don't even know.
So it looks like Lauren has another update for us. Lauren, what do you got?
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, ML Kings has got new kid Donaldson on the field. They want him to try to get into the snake as quickly as possible. They were giving him a pep talk before this point, saying that Revo cannot shoot the snake. He's got this, so we'll see if he can make it.
Well, little guy goes.
Dive into snake 1, and he makes it clean, but it looks like Revo, Zupa, is, like I said, just been unstoppable getting in his position. Then Donaldson hits the deck and crawls up into the 50-yard line.
Well, Zupa is starting off in the snake, so it's easier for him, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Oh, ML King's drawing a flag.
It's going to be a minor. Pulls out that back center. It's going to leave Donaldson all by himself over here on the snake side.
Zupa put a lot of pressure on the bunker in front of him, his mirror, snake 2. Donaldson's hearing that, reacting to it, crawling back to that snake too, looking inside.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, and he's got some good shots inside.
Well,
and now if he can catch Zoop in a gunfight down the tape.
Well, and he's on an island. But the issue is, like, I like that move, but right now for the ML Kings with that penalty, they're still down by 4. They have 8 minutes to work with, so that's enough time. And then it looks like Donaldson's going to get bunkered out by Zupa, and he trades out with them, and then Frank's going to play off of that, jump to the inside part of the snake, and force.
It's like, I'm not going out with that kid shooting me. Psh, crazy.
No, and then O'Mara is going to run down Greg, and then another body coming off for the ML Kings, so still 3 bodies left alive for Revo to put their 6th point on the board, and Revo looks so much better today than they did yesterday.
They do, and they did something similar in the exhibition match in Virginia, if you remember. They had kind of a rough last match, went home and kind of re-game plan. It came out, looked amazing the next day.
Well, and also, it's not like Revo looked bad. Or they didn't look terrible yesterday. They had a bad result, but they had a really close game against Dynasty, and then, you know, close game against New York Extreme. Wasn't that bad. I mean, New York Extreme was just better, controlling, shooting more bodies, but they didn't get murdered. They didn't lose by any mercy rules, and they have a pretty tight spread. So
because New York
with the losses
gave them those points at the end of the game,
exactly,
to help their confidence.
But I think it was, you know, it's, what was 5? So we got a -2 against Extreme, -1. So they're sitting at -3. So this is, we're going to put them in the positive. They're going to have the win. So if they can go out and win their next game, the issue is that they're playing damage last. So they have their hardest game last. So Revo's going to have to beat damage, and damage lost to the ML Kings yesterday. So probably had a disgusting, horrible meeting, getting yelled at by Joey Blue for a couple hours.
Poor CJ Cantor. 4-on-4, guys.
Well, it looks like Lauren's got something for us on Dynasty.
Yeah, so Gladstone, the new pickup for Dynasty this season, was getting a spin in this crucial point. Every time he has played, Yosh and Yarber are trying to refine his skills. I can't see on the sidelines if he's still alive, but they're hoping to really make him one of their weapons this season.
Right now, Dynasty here going to get out wide on the snake side of the field.
Oh, because Pat Kraft was shot. I was like, they shouldn't be able to do that with Pat up there in position.
Yeah, here, but past the 50-yard line right now. Is that CJ staying alive finally?
No, CJ died on the break.
Pat is still alive.
Yeah.
Pat was the one that just made that big move.
Greg walking off then. Oh.
Oh, Major going to be assessed. Who's it going to be on? And it looks like it's going to be on New York Extreme. So a terrible time to get a major penalty here with 3:43 to go in a tie ball game. That's going to give Dynasty the lead.
Yeah, with only 1 Dynasty player left alive. So if New York doesn't get that penalty right now, it's a 1-on-1. Pat Kraft's trying to argue that penalty.
Yeah, so Margot had to flip over to the D side there on that one. Did they?
And the player tossed it to his dead.
Yeah. So Pat is, I'd say, completely flipping out over there, but definitely pleading his case with that major. But yeah, just a really tough break here for.
Yeah, and they were in position again to win that point.
Yeah, it was looking really good for Extreme for a second, and then
loss of composure.
Yeah, loss of composure with the major penalty, and that just completely destroyed their line and gives Dynasty a 1-point lead right now. With still some time, we could see 2 more points out here in that match. In this one, it is a lot to a little, and the ML Kings trying to keep that mercy rule loss away.
If I'm coaching ML Kings, 3 guys to the 50 on the break. Here we go. Betancourt snake 50. Dorito 2 guys in the center towers. They shoot their first Revo guy. Oh, Betancourt gets shot, unfortunately. So does their tower attack on the Dorito side. That's Greg Montiavo. So 4-on-3 advantage here for Revo. But it has been all them this whole match.
Yeah, Sheer taking the early walk from that D side for Revo. ML Kings trying to.
Sheer should be able to take a point off. He's playing good enough.
Points on the board for margin here. Looks like they're going to lose Kappas.
Yeah, Frank gets that last kill over here from the snake side.
Yeah.
Revo going to mercy roll ML Kings here. ML Kings looked really, really good yesterday, but you know what happens when you look really, really good is oftentimes you don't go home and make those adjustments. You're like, hey, what do we know we did a lot of things right, but what did we do wrong so that we can tighten that up for our match against Revo tomorrow?
So Revo doesn't appear to know the count right now. That's okay.
Did Frank
they
just
have
walk
all
out?
the time. They have time. Yeah, Frank walked out. He must have maybe got clipped, or he was like, I've done my work.
He didn't.
We have somebody left alive.
That Revo player back there has to hit on his hopper, but Frank didn't get hit.
Well, even if he does, Henry Sense is still alive. So. So Sense is going to ask for. So he's going to ask for the guy with Who is this? Is that O'Mara? O'Mara did have something on his hopper. Might have been Rub.
I'm sure it's Rub. Omar is putting his head down and walking off, though. No, he's going.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking for a check. Henry looks clean from here, but got to be extra sure.
You know, the referee's looking at that hopper. He'll be like, don't hang that flag. Don't make me make that call.
Thumbs up. Complete destruction here for the most part of Revo over the ML Kings. So that's exactly what Revo needed to do. Losing both their games yesterday, but keeping that margin at a -3, pretty close. Needed to win and win big against ML Kings because they have damage next. So because this now puts them in they're 1 and 2 with a +3. So as long as they can beat damage, even if it's close, that's fine. I mean, as long as they get the win and they go 2 and 1, it'll be positive.
Yep.
Probably +4 if they, 1 point, whatever. We'll see what it is. But they still have to absolutely must-win situation for damage and Revo. Now, damage is going to play New York Extreme, and if they drop that game, that puts them in a must-win situation against Revo. So that could get really interesting.
It's going to be the interesting division for sure.
Yeah, that game's going down at 145.
Dynasty going with 2 shooters.
So it looks like Lauren has an update on Pat for us.
Yeah, so NYX had to start a body down for this one. They made a rule last night that whoever got the penalty would have to sit out the point. Going into this, Pat told them to sit him, reinforce that rule, but Harris said there was no way they were sitting him, even though he was responsible for that penalty.
Yeah, I think that's a terrible rule. To me, the weakest guy sits. Whoever we think is playing the weakest, you're sitting.
Yeah.
I want Pat out there.
Yeah, so this is a 5-on-2 here, Maddie. New York, or 5-on-1. I think New York should probably go ahead and concede this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
They started down a body, dropped 2 on the break. Harris was able to get out to this corner, but then they dinked him out. Now they're running down. Looks like Jerry over there.
Why are they not conceding? They're going to be down by 2 with 2:46 left. What are they doing?
Hopefully they'll figure this out here pretty quick and concede it. They don't want to lose any more time off the clock.
Bo, go hit the buzzer.
Come on, Bo.
Dynasty's like, no, that's fine. This is perfect. Yes,
Come on.
burn clock off.
Hit that buzzer, Bo.
Margin?
Concede, concede, concede.
Is he thinking margin right now?
I have no idea what he's thinking. They're talking.
Well, they go 2-0, right? So 2-0 yesterday, and if they lose this one by 1 or 2, it would be by 2. They'd still be sitting pretty 2-1, but now that puts them in a situation against the damage, which can, a tough day for New York Extreme here today. But yeah, I don't know, man. A game this close, I would have conceded it to the way. I mean, they're looking pretty good here, mostly against Dynasty in this comeback. I don't know.
Well,
I understand it, but I don't know if I agree.
At this point, you can't concede, right? At this point, you can't concede. You've got to burn the whole clock down.
Yeah. So okay.
Sorry, the guys in the booth are messing with us.
No, it's funny. The Iceman, our producer, is like, so the key is just use a telestrate and circle that button. Just hit this button right here.
This is where the button is. This is where your hand is. Put your hand on the button.
The Iceman could be funny, he's got it inside of him. So did they finally concede?
They finally conceded.
All that, huh?
So to me, and I just said, like, at this point, you can't concede, right?
Right.
Because you've decided you're going to burn as much time off the clock as you can. Now you've just lost a minute for no reason.
Yeah, I got to talk to Bo about this one. So what is +4 coming into today?
I believe so.
Okay, so they lose this one. If they lose it by 2, so let's just go with their argument. Let's let the time burn off and just take the 2-point loss. So now we go 2-1 with a +2. But they're going to be playing a pissed-off damage.
Yep, just like they played a pissed-off Dynasty.
Yeah, so I don't know. As good as they looked in this comeback, to me, I think also for longevity and just as far as experience is concerned, in that situation, I do get their argument, but I'm going to concede and I'm going to say let's go try to win this in 3 minutes. Let's score 2 points to tie.
Especially because they looked real good in those 2 points that they won.
Yeah, and they already were doing good on the offense, coming back, controlling the snake side. So, but those are the arguments. That's why it's difficult.
Yeah, man. And there's lots of different perspectives, right?
Yeah, you could go either way with it. I get it, but I think I would have conceded. All right, so down by 2 now, and they don't have a lot of time left.
We know what Ryan would have done.
So yeah, what, about a minute and a half now?
You understand me, Greg? If we lose bodies early, just lock it up.
So
it sounds like New York's going to go try to win this point,
yeah,
but then
if they lose bodies early, lock it up. Yeah, and that's the protect the margin. It's just, of all teams that are out here that are thinking the most about margin, it's one of them is New York Extreme, just because
they've been punished.
They've
right in the
just
past.
been hurt so many times and lost and taken 11th or taken 12th and just barely missing Sundays because of a point here or there. So they're just not trying to put themselves in that situation again.
Greg gets shot on the break going up the center.
So maybe they just wanted to burn enough time off so that it would have a minute and a half. So like he said, hey, and a minor penalty. So yeah, it looks like now that margin is going to be going to 3, most likely.
Yeah, that was a bad penalty on Greg there. He got shot early, kept going.
But they shoot Yosh. Yeah, they shoot Yosh, and they have good field position, actually mirrored up. Oh, actually a D4, so here for New York Extreme.
Nice,
and they're getting
another
get
body.
a kill on Marcelo inside. Blake Yarber still alive for San Diego Dynasty, though, at D3, but here comes the attack as Pat Kraft's going to run the correct route inside, but Blake felt the pressure, and so he goes forward, and that looks like it's going to be a body trade, actually, but under a minute to go now. Hennessy's still alive, and so is Harris Hussein.
Yeah, they need to go hit that buzzer. 2-on-0.
Hennessy and Harris have had a good game here.
Yeah, they work together well.
So Hennessy going to run in and hit that buzzer. All right, well, 4 on the board right now for New York Extreme.
Wonder if
One
they're
point
wishing they
spread.
had another like minute on the clock or something.
44 seconds left. Like, might have been cool to have another
had,
minute
like,
left.
Another minute, 15 seconds left.
Yeah, let's just, okay, so they have 44 seconds in this one. What if it comes down, they just needed like another 20 or 30 seconds?
I'll probably get fired. Yeah, well, at least New York's put themselves in a position where they can tie this up, take this match to overtime.
Yeah, and just an excellent game being had by Will Hennessy and Hussein and Kraft too. The move on that D side.
Yeah.
Blake, Blake had the senses tingling though as he made the correct move at the correct time and almost lived through that, but there's just too many bodies left alive for New York Extreme.
Yeah, it looked like it was Greg that drew that penalty, so had Greg not drawn that penalty, that point would have even been better.
And I didn't see who shot Marcelo and who shot Yosh. Those were big kills.
Yeah, it came from that drill side. I think it was Pat Kraft.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that the combo of Pat getting those kills and then the ability for Hennessy to have forward progression, and for Harris is playing very tight right now. You know, the knock against Harris a lot of times is he has too many early deaths. He's a great gunfighter, and he makes those big secondary moves. He's got great timing, but you have to be alive to do that. So he's really improved on that here for this weekend.
He has really put the time in, man. Like, everybody gives him a hard time, and he's a target because he talks so much crap. But he cheated a lot in practice, like a lot, like 2 or 3 times in some points.
Okay.
And,
got the quick hands
and it was
out
always
there.
an excuse, like, oh, that guy, blah, 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 blah. But now that he's not doing this, so you do that in practice, then you go to the tournament, you rely on that. You rely on 2 or 3 games. You get to the tournament, you get shot 5 times in a row. You're like, oh, you know what, man? I need to tighten my stuff up and not. So we talked about it, and to his credit, man, since we've talked, he has tightened up probably 98%.
He really has. He's playing a much more, I wouldn't say conservative brand, because he's still making moves that he just, yeah, his survivability is definitely lights out right now. So very impressive. Very good job by Harris to improve on his weakness. Well, everyone knows what's going to happen here. It's going to be New York Extreme pushing into the guns of San Diego Dynasty with a staggered attack to see what happens in the initial break, maybe try to shoot a body for Dynasty. See Dynasty on the fan wagon stats. So hopefully you got your picks in, because we have a lifetime membership to Go Sports for the Pick'em, which is what you're seeing right here, and it's Dynasty big favorite, 78-22, and then 98-11 for Revo over the ML Kings. But tomorrow on Sunday we have the draft, so pick your killers, and we're going to be giving out a golden barrel from Carbon to the best killer of the tournament, and whoever picks the best killers is going to be getting a shocker from Smart Parts. So 15 seconds to go before the start of this one. Can New York Extreme force an overtime here? And please head on over to GoSports.com. Watching a very fun battle here. The boys from New York against the boys from San Diego. And but yeah, if you're joining us on social media, head on over to Go Sports to watch the conclusion of today's battles. It's going to be a fun one here. Looks like the first body drop is going to be Blake Yarber from that D side. So the door's open slightly here for New York Extreme. They have 5 bodies streaking down the field. Here comes a push on the D side. Triple stacking from the center on over to the D side. Also with Taylor taking some ground, and Snakler goes another body. And with just 24 seconds left, can Dynasty hold on? I don't think they're going to be able to do it. We got a penalty assessed here on Dynasty. That's going to pull out the last body in that back corner bunker. And my God, New York